Everyone, and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, starting in the bottom left and going American reading style, we have...
Hey y'all, I'm Mars. I'll be playing Talroth Oakenblade, Wood Elf Rogue.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Fable Frost, Ice Genasi Sorcerer.
And I'm Matthew, and I'm playing Clever Stitch, the Tabaxi Arcane Archer.
And I'm Carlos. I'll be playing Frozen Fahrenheit, the half-orc tiefling forge cleric.
Okay, welcome everybody. So before we get started, a few things to note. One, this is only our third game using some talking heads and webcams and Roll20, so please bear with us for that. Also, this is a very big week for us. It kind of snuck up on us in the midst of all of the world's events and all of those things, but this week is our 2-year anniversary. Ooh. So, yeah! So Random Encounter Productions, we started streaming on April 2nd, 2018. So we are, for this week, we are doing D&D 5e every night. We're playing 5th edition. It is our game of choice. It is old and home and quite fun for us. So we're doing a few extra shows. We've been trying to do shows every night. We've done some restreams, some rebroadcasts, and hosted some friends. But this week we're live as we can be with you every night this week. So tomorrow night, Tuesday night, we're going to have Disasters in Danger Night 2. Taking it back to our West Marches days when we would do 2 a week. That's not something we're going to make a habit of, but for now we're going to split the party in 4 and 4 and do some adventures in this forest. And then on Wednesday, we've got Star Chasers New Horizons, which is our D&D 5e Esper Genesis. That's the skin that we use, but it is still very much 5th edition. Sci-fi game. We have some specialty rules that we do there. It's one of our more experimental games. That's very exciting. Thursday night, we are going to do one night in Wildmount. Very excited about that. We're going to do a one-shot in from the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. We're all fans of Critical Role. We miss them. We're sad that they're not on Thursday nights. Usually we leave that night free for all our critter friends. But it is our actual anniversary, and so we're going to pay tribute to our inspiration. So we're going to do that. Friday night, I think we're doing midnight. I think we're getting down and dirty on Friday nights. We're thinking about running a limited run mini game. So probably a month or two.
Tell us, Cody, what is midnight?
Okay. Well, midnight, I actually found out some more facts about Midnight. Midnight is fun. It was originally published by Fantasy Flight Games back in the early 2000s for 3rd edition for 3.5. And it was part of the setting contest that Eberron eventually won. And what it is it's got a real simple elevator pitch. It is Lord of the Rings if Sauron won. That's it. It is shamelessly Lord of the Rings inspired. So the dark god, there are no other deities, there's only the dark god. Instead of him being in the south, he lives in the north. Well, there you go. And his name is Isrador. Izrador. How'd he get away with that sort of license infringement? I don't know, but they did. So that is the name of that. Orcs are bad. Elves live in the forest in the west. Dwarves live in the mountains in the east. A bunch of different humans in the middle. Halflings are around, gnomes are around, but no half-humans. That is one of the interesting things about them. There are fey half-breeds, so elves and halflings can breed, and dwarves and gnomes can half-breed, but nobody can crossbreed with humans. Humans came from a different continent, so they don't fit. And the war is over. The third war ended, and a bunch of people got corrupted, and the bad guys won. And so now you are heroes in a desperate and dark land that is full of magic, but bereft of hope and deities. So a little, there are a little different, but there's also a lot of very clear, like Lord of the Rings references that are pretty fun. So I'm thinking of adapting the, I think it is Cubicle 7, published Adventures in Middle Earth for 5th edition. It's a really cool supplement. It's one of the things we're using our traveling rules for. So I'm going to be adapting some of that and bringing some of the old school 2nd edition Midnight stuff into 2nd edition of Midnight is 3.5. For the regular D&D crowd, that's fine. Bringing that in, and then I think Wisser or myself, one of us is going to be doing a Dragon Age game on Saturday, and then Sunday is my birthday. And do we know what we're doing for that? No, we don't know.
That's something big and fun.
It'll be fun.
We're going to be doing giveaways this week. We're giving away that really big, fancy-ass Norse Foundry dice tray.
Should I grab it? I can grab
No,
it.
you're okay. I'll get good photos of it later. You're good. It's also wrapped in the box. I can put a picture of it in the everywhere.
Is it the rainbow one?
Yeah, it's the rainbow one.
Ah.
It's fancy and huge and amazing. And I'm very excited about it. So we're gonna be doing giveaways. We're gonna be doing a sale in our shop on our merch. We're gonna try to put out maybe a new design on our Threadless and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a good time. But mostly what we want is all of you to come celebrate with us. So we're trying to keep those viewership numbers up this week. So tell your friends, have us on in the background. Bring everyone you know who likes D&D. That's going to be our birthday gift to Cody, is good numbers and viewership. Yeah. It's free. That's all he wants. He's a simple man. You know.
That's true.
Yeah, right?
So yeah, it's a real big week. We're real excited. We're all adjusting to life through the webcams. But we want to persist, and this channel is an amazing thing. It's done a lot of good for us and our friendships and communities and things like that. So we're trying to celebrate it and keep it going this week. So please share the news, spread the word, and let everybody know what's going on. So I think that's the big thing for announcements. Yes. Junk Drawer Show, you guys are on tomorrow night. What time?
We usually we try to log on anywhere between 8:30 or 9. Like last week, I think we ran a little bit late. But usually, if you check out our Instagram, we post on there when we're about to go live or what time we're trying to shoot for. It's anywhere between 8 and 9. We try to shoot for 8:30 because it's that happy middle, and we can troubleshoot and all that jazz. So, but yeah, check us out if you're not checking anything else out.
Sounds good. And then I think that's all the creative stuff we've got going on right now. Everything else is kind of on hold.
Yep.
So, until...
I cannot imagine why.
Yeah. Nope. Who knows?
I haven't
right.
seen the sun in a week.
Oh.
You don't have a window. You're essential. You have been outside.
Yeah.
I'm looking off like he's there because I like the illusion of us being at the table together, but
Except
really...
you're looking the wrong way.
Yeah.
On my computer, I'm looking the right way? Aw, that's gonna fuck with me.
The camera's like a mirror to you, so you know.
Oh,
like,
no.
But like,
oh, no.
this is my left hand, and I see it as my right
Oh,
hand.
no. This is my right hand, and I see it as my right hand.
This is my left hand, and I see it as my left hand.
Yeah,
But
no.
yeah, it's my dyslexia kicking in then. I don't know.
Oh, my head hurts.
Yeah. No.
Shit. Okay, well, you then, Mars. You're an essential person. Hey.
Benefit of me being at the end is I know everyone is that way.
Nope. They're the other way, Carlos.
No? Oh shit, everyone is that way.
See, his is right. His is normal. I'm seeing his camera the same way in both screens. It's just me.
We're adjusting to life behind the camera still, clearly.
All right, well, how about this? Caitlin, high five.
I don't like
Broke my brain.
I don't like
It worked, though.
it broke my brain because then I had to think about, hey, if I wanted to high five Matt, that means I had to go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I'll make
No.
sure to high five my mic.
For
Going the wrong way.
yeah. There you go.
That's
There
me.
you
Mine is
go.
also flipped.
Oh,
It's just you and
I don't
me.
like it. I'm doing this.
So if I point like that, no. Oh, like that.
No, yeah,
All right.
it's just me and
Mine's
Matthew.
not. It's not me.
It's just me and Matthew that are backwards.
Technically, I'm backwards too. I just already learned how to flip myself.
Oh, well, fuck you.
I just didn't
See,
know
I'm
that I
backwards
was
too, and I'm not-
confusing high
That's you
fives.
guys. There you go.
I hate this. Tonight is off to a
Oh.
great start.
So, what did
As-
we do last week?
As long as your adventure doesn't depend on you guys picking the right path, you're gonna be a-okay.
You
Let's
decide
use our
the
words.
adventure.
We'll just
Right.
use our words. It's
Yeah.
That's
fine.
right.
I picked the correct direction.
Mm.
Eh.
Modern problems, modern solutions.
Last week, what did we do? Well, you guys had negotiated with Wyatt for a chess piece that should allow the haunted chess set that the cursed chess set that Saride had sold to Wyatt to be hopefully not give her terrible dreams. So fingers crossed on that. Seems to be working out. Then you guys set off on your journeying path. We skipped some of the travel rolls because we don't have you guys all together at the moment. So we're gonna hand wave a little bit of that while we're not at the table together. I think we're gonna see. But you did venture into the nearby forest, in which you did encounter a small hive of giant wasps. You encountered, I think it was like 8 of them. They were very big. They had some dangerous stingers filled with a paralytic poison, which Clever Stitch became quite well acquainted with. And then, and those were the highlights. So you guys are on your way to assist. What is that young man's name?
Hold on. Why didn't I write it? Wait, no, I wrote it at the top.
I wrote it down too. Oh God.
No, I didn't. Shit.
I did not write it down, and I'm not going to pretend like I did.
I thought I did.
Hmm.
I don't know if
I
we.
believe it started with a T.
I'm having trouble remembering the name. I remember there was Woofa.
Wolfa, yeah.
Wolfa, I remember her.
And like, Tavish. Thank you,
Tavish.
Meg. Tavish. Lufa.
Thank you, Meg. It was Tavish.
You guys are lucky Meg saved you. You would have
Holy
left
shit.
Tavish by yourself.
Thank you, Meg.
Holy
Left him
shit.
alone.
She shoves him at the party. No, he's coming with us.
So
Saride
yes.
saves us even when she's not here. I love her.
So you guys are taking Tavish. Tavish had run a expedition previously to a location deep within the forest that you know has run into a couple of less than stellar outings, and that there is in the center of his expedition, down within the depths, a well, and it seems to be haunted. Is the simplest of terms. You guys have been traveling for, I believe it was a 5-day journey to get there. You're about a day away from the place where you're going. And as you guys have been traveling, you've probably asked Tavish exactly what his expedition was into. And he lets you know that there was, in the early days, elves did well to hide their abodes within the different parts of the forest. Occasionally, some of them lost to shifts between the planes. When they re-emerge, there's always valuable information to be learned from them. And we had run the initial expedition some months ago. The Manor itself was filled with valuable books, scrolls, old accounts, elven tales. What was unsettling lied below. His distant gaze is unnerving at the best of times. He is always looking beyond the horizon, looking as though he can see something out there, something in the direction that you all are going. As you're traveling and you expect to see this manor within the next day, is there anything in particular you guys would like to do?
Just in any downtime we have, probably trying to learn how to play that little card game that I picked up in the Wizard's Tower.
Okay.
Probably getting Treasure's help to kind of figure it out. More than likely turning to strip poker and I lose my pants.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I like to think Fable accidentally comes across that one night and just...
Well, you'll see Talrod sitting there cross-legged, but then somehow Talrod's pants are on Treasure's horns.
She looks like the kind of person who would be freaked out by that, but she looks up and down, goes, well, I've seen better at the circus, but not sitting there so proudly with it. You lose a game?
Well, still trying to learn how to play the game, so, I mean, well, I don't know the rules, and at this point, I'm pretty sure Treasure doesn't know the rules either, so I'm pretty sure she's just making the whole damn thing up.
It feels like you're both winning to me. And she winks at them and walks away.
Good. Anything else?
I just kind of want to, because Wolfa, please remind me, Wolfa is, her friends are the ones that are missing, right?
Correct.
Okay, so, did she ever adventure with them?
Yeah, she did. I believe it was, one of them was her brother, and she had 2 other human adventurers that she would travel with. You get the feeling from talking with her that Wolfa is the more experienced of the foursome, and so she took a job that they just weren't quite qualified for, and that's why she was away from them and away from their group when they set about this expedition. So you suspect it wasn't anything. It at least didn't have the trappings of an extremely dangerous job. They seem to be seasoned adventurers at the very least. Her and her brother came from a military life back in the Republic's army.
Okay.
So they are. She's very kind of soldiery by nature, and you can see the remnants of that. Although she has embraced the freedoms afforded an adventurer's lifestyle quite heartily. So, yeah. But if there's any specific questions you have for her, now is a good time.
It was just kind of talking to her about the other adventurers and trying to see if she will become less annoyed with us as a group.
Yeah, roll an insight check.
All right. Let's see. Oh goodness. Insight is a 15.
Okay. As you're asking her and trying to encourage her to, be more friendly with you guys, she's quite stern and very much like a no sort of Wolfa. But you do get the feeling that she doesn't dislike you. She actually likes you guys probably fine. You just, whenever she's distracted by the not seeing her friends.
Yeah.
And it is Is she stern with you because she's focused on finding them? And there's a lot of your rougher edges, let's call them, that remind her of her own brother and her own party and friends and stuff like that.
Fair enough. And then she's not like gonna come into the well with us, is she?
That is, well, do you want her to? That's currently not her intention.
Okay, no, I don't think so. I would prefer. I would tell her, if you could, please keep an eye on, Tavish while we're in there. I think he might be able to use some company while we're adventuring down in the depths of whatever it is that's down there.
Good. Yes, I will do this, and once you all have finished, I will set about to the mountains. If I don't see you within, what, a day or two?
Yeah,
I'll just assume that you're dead and leave the crazy man to himself, and...
That sounds about right.
Good. Don't die.
Oh,
It's a long way back.
I'm sure going to try not to.
Yeah, tell him that again, please. We've had
Listen,
problems.
I have never died. I have just...
I have watched you take very long, very convincing, dangerous naps twice now, and I don't care for it.
You know, us cats just like to nap. There's a reason that they're called cat naps. We take
9, you're down. You're down to 7.
we take our naps very seriously, and they are
You're down
random.
to 7.
They're random.
She has a list somewhere, a scrap of paper somewhere that's like Clever Stitch's lives remaining, and she's like crossed off to one of them is like in the wizard's tower, the sticks, and one of them is like fucking wasps, like, and she's just like making a note. Also, could I? What was this NPC's name? I forget. I apologize. The woman. Wolfa. Wolfa. During the travels, when she's alone, I would like to try to kind of like sit with her at the fire and like ask for stories about her party and like try to show her how I preserve them in ice and like craft a little like and because that's what I like to do is stories are nothing without people to remember them, and I'd like to take care of yours.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. That one's gone forever. Not getting it back right now. No. I'm persuasive. I'm not that persuasive. I'm not persuasive. 6. Fuck.
We remember the dead. They're not dead. Not until I find their bodies.
And she backs away politely. Yep.
Yep. She does not find that an acceptable frame of conversation. So.
And Fable goes and cries in the corner all night.
Oh, Fable's crying in the corner already. Now it's a D&D game.
It's only been 5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes. Fable's already crying. Disney princess problems. This is how the movie opens, okay? I throw myself dramatically onto the ground by the fire and just sob.
Mm-hmm. Okay. When you guys make camp that night and you set up with the rest of your team your normal watches for the evening, the forest so far has been, it's springtime. It's lush, it's green, it's filled with life, and the evenings are filled with the hoots of owls and the rummaging of, squirrels and other small rodents, raccoons, things like that, searching for food coming out of the long winter months. So the 5 moons overhead casting a decent amount of light, but the heavy canopy of the forest does obscure most of it. It is a dark evening, to say the least. But even as you're keeping watch, within the last 2 hours of daylight that you had just traveled, you began to notice that some of this place hadn't quite returned. it still felt like early spring or maybe even late winter. Some of the trees hadn't regrown their leaves yet. Many of them are still sort of barren from the frozen months. There's more dead wood and dead underbrush than you guys had seen in the entire previous 4 days of journeying. The night passes seemingly without incident, and in the morning, you guys awaken with a low-hanging mist sort of over the ground. It's about a foot or two. So when you wake up in your bedrolls, those of you not in tents, if you were sleeping by the fire or you took the last watch, you've seen sort of this fog sort of roll in, and when you stand, you can see it keeps to the floor pretty well. But while you could look down and maybe see your own feet, you couldn't see the feet of a person next to you. It is that type of thick.
The science side of me would like to say, this is some dry ice fog, y'all. It stays low. This is some science shit, because real fog is up and all over the place, and dry ice fog is like, whew, the ground.
Could you imagine
heavy.
if some ghost was over by the well, just spewing out dry ice fog?
So, is there anything in particular you guys would like to do this morning before you set out?
Let's see. There's a whole lot for us to do.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say I cast mage armor.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Yeah. And as we're traveling, I'll just take a few minutes and just kind of sketch out maps of where we are, where we're going, just kind of keeping that up.
Good.
Do we want one of us to scout ahead? Like not very far ahead, because I don't want to split the party. But like 20, 30 feet, 35 feet, something like that, to be ahead, because I can. I'm not the best at looking for things, but I'm pretty quiet.
I can give it a shot.
Alright.
Alright, so I'll kind of peel off a little bit, start kind of going a little further ahead, making my way through the underbrush, trees, and all that.
Okay.
Anything I should roll, or?
Yeah, roll me a stealth check.
Alright, so before doing that, just throwing my hood on.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 23.
Okay. Yeah, you actually use the fog to your advantage. You get low into a crouch and begin moving quietly through the underbrush. There are very, very few creaks or crushes of leaves or frozen ground. You at most would sound like a squirrel that had wandered into the wrong area. You can make me a perception check as well as you go.
That's a 21.
Nicely done. You keep a steady watch in front of the party throughout most of the day, and by the midday hours, most of this fog has completely dissipated. It is only in the parts of the forest that never see daylight there's probably like a frozen wisp of them, the same way that the shadowy sides of a mountain still keep frost long into the spring. One thing you do notice, Talroth, is that there are very few or no animals or birds that sort of lively chatter and the world blossoming back to life that the rest of the forest has experienced in this late spring is not present. It is eerily distant. And it's something that gives you all a bit of pause. However, Tavish has now, like a man possessed, just continued to walk on towards the
Could I try
towards the manor.
Could I try a nature check to maybe see how long it's kind of been like this, or?
Sure. Yeah, I'll allow it. Yeah, make a nature check.
Dirty 20.
Okay. For this level of sort of abandonment, you suspect between 4 and 8 weeks.
So this is all recent, or
Yeah,
relatively recent.
Relatively recent, yeah. It looks like there were still probably like some rodents, some birds, some things like that. But 2 months ago was like the beginning of spring, and you get the feeling if things didn't improve here, that's at least why the wildlife abandoned. It also does sort of line up with the time frame of Tavish's previous 2 expeditions. So they would have been within those 2 months, maybe 3 or 4. But his first excursion here was relatively recent.
And then we had talked about Tavish staying at the camp. Was it he was going to stay at the mansion, or was he going to be staying somewhere else?
He was going to lead you to the manor, and he was going to stay outside of it.
All right. I would first like to grab him, and then second, Wolfer, do you mind holding him as I try and grab?
Yeah. When you grab him, he snaps out of it.
Oh,
He's not.
okay.
Yeah. He is. He seems overly focused, or like I said, possessed, only when something isn't immediately addressing him. When he's sort of left to his own devices, he just sort of 1,000-yard stares away and just sort of keeps going.
Well, he seems normal. That seems totally fine. Did this happen this morning when the fog rolled in, or was this yesterday during travel as well?
He's been a little creepy the whole travel time, but he has been exceptionally creepy today.
Fair.
Can I? Weird question.
Mm-hmm.
Get down on near the fog and kind of like cast ice crystals into it and see if it does anything weird, like if it acts like normal water fog, because elements. That's all I got. Nature check? I don't know.
Sure, make a nature check.
Sure. Like,
Can I try to assist her with that when I see what she's doing?
Please? Ooh.
Sure. Go for it.
Did not roll badly, but that's okay. 18 plus 18 plus 2. 18. Dirty 20.
Other than being very thick, it doesn't seem to have a weird magical reaction.
Okay.
To anything. Yeah, I don't know.
Tavish,
Yes.
I thought that you wanted to stay away from the manor?
Yes, that's right. I do. I have to clean my bone.
Yeah,
And he sort of vaguely starts shifting back to his bag to pull his worn femur out and begin cleaning it again.
Now that we know where, what if you and Miss Wolfer go back to the camp that we set up?
We should set camp within eyesight of the manor.
Should we?
I understand. How about this? How about you and Miss Wolfer stay at the camp that we had last night, and we will set up camp here, because you are our wonderful benefactor, and you have to stay safe. And we, your willing proteges, will stay here in the line of fire without you, so that you're safe.
All for you.
But how will I know if you die or live?
How about this? We will check in. How long was the walk from where we just Cody, stop leaning towards the camera.
I just looked up. Oh god.
How far of a walk was it from where we set camp to here?
So you haven't laid eyes on the manor just yet. You suspect you're about 6 hours between previous camp and manor.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it was like a day. It was like most of the day of travel. So.
But also, to be fair, how are you gonna know if we live or die if we're inside anyway? Like, do you have a sense? Can you tell?
I think he thinks that we'll come out of the well all
Dead?
ghost-like. Yeah.
He may not be wrong. You're over
He
here. He may not be wrong.
He doesn't really acknowledge you. He just sort of ponders about it, and then looks like he wants to start walking again.
All right. Well, how about this? We will set up your base camp about 2 hours away, or an hour, a 30-minute walk, and then every night one of us will come, be like, "Hello, we're not dead," and then if we don't come back for 4 days, then you say, "Okay, I think they died. Time to go home."
That sounds like a nice walk.
It is, and it will be one that we will cherish at the end of every day of the trip.
Yes. Good.
All right, let's keep walking.
As you guys get to that 30-minute place, when you as you guys get to about eye shot of the manor, you see that the forests have thinned out. They never really recovered from winter. The trees and the wood are looking drier, deader than what they had been previously. And at eye shot, Tavish pauses and he, for the first time, sort of breaks eye contact with the manor. And as you guys can see it now, it is very much elven in design. It has sort of the likes of worn wood and grown. It is very sort of homey in that respect. However, what was probably lush browns and vibrant in color once is now sort of the dead ashen gray of winter rot. And the shingles on the roof, the house looks like it's like 2 stories. It sits on a small hill with trees had sort of come up on it. I'm gonna say like a Florida hill, not like a more prodigious hill. We're talking like
Not like a
Not a real
actual
hill.
hill. Yeah.
Like a hill that people in flatlands convince themselves is a landscape shape.
Hey, 23rd in elevation variation. So
Oh, we're not having that fight again.
not nearly as flat as other places, but still pretty flat. So yeah, it's not a big hill by any means. One of the things that you guys can see is it is old elven in design. Sarai would probably know that it has some Eldrin elements to it. So there are some aspects of it along those lines that are very interesting. It seems in the bigger supports of the house were probably like trees that were grown into places. So like on the corners, there are sort of oaks that set up the foundation of the building. But then there is also worked wood that has been harvested, probably of nearby trees. It does have kind of a porch. It's a 2-story house, kind of a wide manor set up, and there is a fence around it, and each of sort of the fence posts where it is a grown thicket rather than something of iron or worked of metal. And when Tavish sees it, and he sees that the gate is closed, he breaks his eye contact and looks at you all. Says, "I think this is a good place for me to stay. That's not how I left it."
Now, what you mean there, Tavish? What do you mean that ain't how you left?
When you're running for your life, you don't stop to close the gate.
I mean, maybe
know-
it was the wind.
I mean, that is a very fair point on both you and the kitty cat's part. But, when you were running for your life there, did you happen to see what was chasing you?
The manor had been bereft of life. We'd done our inventory from the top floor down, working through the spaces. The first time we entered the basement, we found that there was a wider foundation. And down there was the well, like a small wading pool. It naturally tapped into an underground source, crept up the edges. You could tell where the baths had been placed, the stones for heat, the buckets for drawing water. Our detect magic had told us that there was more down below. I shone the light, standing at the edge of the bath, saw the glint and glimmer of armor, coins, weapons. I had thought them to be empty. Soon they moved. The flesh of those trapped within grayed. Nauseous smells began to fill the air as the water bubbled, churned. They swam to the surface, their numbers mighty. There was something compelling them. Screech, scream, an unholy abomination. The adventurers that we'd brought set about removing them much the way adventurers do zombies. Ghouls or gas. But when their arms lopped off, when their heads came from their body, they continued to move. They continued to claw and bite and drag them down below the water. When next we came, the house was colder. I tried to tell them. The priest that we'd brought, priest of Metrocara, she wanted to sanctify the house. That the promise of treasure was too great for the rest of her party. They rushed downstairs. I listened from the stairs. First, it seemed to be going well. Then the screams came. the gurgling. And then I felt the cold, dead hand upon my shoulders. They wanted me to drown with them. So I ran. The whole way. The groans chasing me. That's about all Tavish has to offer.
He puts my entire running away from home story in stark perspective. I'm never complaining about it ever again. Holy fuck! What was that?
As he was kind of talking about the layout of the house, I would have been kind of quickly just sketching like a little map of, okay, this many rooms and then basement. So just kind of getting those details and then just stopping, just, oh, shit.
Fable just instinctively slides a little closer to Thozin, you know, the cleric. And he's like,
Yeah, I get on the other side of Thozin.
So this is your thing, right?
Not exactly, but you know what?
Lie to me right now and tell me it's your thing.
Yeah, it's 100% my thing. Like, it's something that I handle all of the time. Like, undead is nothing around me.
Tavish, I think that this is as good a place as any. Even if you want to take a few steps back and go further away than you are right now, to not make yourself any more uncomfortable. I thank you for the information.
He nods and begins to back away. You notice that he doesn't take his eyes off the house. And as he does, he'll even sort of turn and maybe like sidewalk, but he like refuses to not be looking in its direction. And what you had perhaps thought was him being like possessed, you now realize is just his psyche having been traumatized. The idea of looking away from that place is just something he can't do. He does back up, and as he is going, he stops and sort of, without shifting his head, he'll kind of without shifting his eyes, he kind of shifts his head towards Clever Stitch, and lets you know there should be a servant's entrance or something into the basement around the side. I didn't have the chance to find it.
All right.
But the back portion of the house is built into the hill. I'm sorry. And then he continues to back away. So I'm sorry, I don't have more information to offer.
Yeah,
and then
he'll grab Wolfa and be like,
Yeah.
please keep your eye on him and keep him safe from himself.
Yeah, of course. I just all right. You can tell that she knows what you're asking her to do is important, but she's also suddenly, like, she's a little creeped out too, with everything that's happening. She's like, she wants to offer to go with you guys, but at the same time, she knows what you're asking her to do is important, and and also she's not like she's got her own stuff to worry about.
Yes.
She's not super keen on risking her life right now, but she does want you guys to come back. It's a big so there's a little conflict in her there, and Wolfa is not a terribly sly person, nor is she trying to obfuscate this in any way. Like, it's easy to read her body language and her her demeanor. Tavish gets a little further back, and near one of the bigger trees that have sort of lined this path up here, and you see him sort of put his back to it, and settle in, and sit down. And so Wolfa will go over, and she kind of starts setting up a camp.
Somebody get him a hot blanket, and like a big heavy blanket, and a cup of cocoa, like they do for traumatized victims in cop shows.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of grab those in, and just kind of start walking over towards the gate, just to start kind of checking it out.
So what I would like to do is this. For tonight and tomorrow, I suggest one of you go through the front gate. One team goes through the front gate and inspects the greater portion of the house, as the evidence has become clear that whatever was down in the well has begun to work its way up. And the other team attempt to find the basement entrance, the catacomb entrance, and then address the well itself.
Do we have group preferences? I know we have at least 2 people in chat who are on tomorrow, and we could all discuss and vote and figure out who wants to go where.
I think that we might be better suited to the basement.
Yeah, especially because the other group has 2 flying characters who can fly up and down the well if they need to, and we don't have that here.
No, we would be the ones going.
Oh, I thought those were 2. Sorry, you are correct.
Yeah. Well, just because the house, but I think that I don't know.
You have the cleric, and most of you wanted the cleric to be on the group that
The
went.
undead group?
Well,
It's
suspect
all
there's.
undead.
It's all undead. It's all undead all day long. So.
Yeah. But maybe he can bless something. I don't know.
Can he? How long does it? Hey,
the
how
other
long
group?
does it take you to make holy water? Just by the way, or oil to coat weapons in?
That is a good question. How long does it take to make holy water or oil?
It's like an hour ritual, right?
Can you make that with your cleric domain thing?
Oh, if I have the components. Good question. Let's
Because
find
for
out.
some reason I feel like it specifically mentioned holy water. I could be just...
Non-magical item that must include some metal.
Never mind.
No.
I was hoping
Give me
you'd
a
be able to
moment.
like coat someone's weapons or like holify someone's sword in each group.
I could, but that is the ability that I gave Clever Stitch a +1 with.
That's fine. That's fine. I was just checking.
Do I have holy weapon? No, that's a way higher level than
Yeah, that's like a
level
5th
4,
level spell.
y'all.
Or 4th level, yeah.
Level 4.
But I mean, like, if you are able to, and I know Cody's looking this up, but if you're able to craft holy water or holy oil somehow, then we could coat our weapons with that, and even if it doesn't make it a magic weapon, it might like make it.
I prepared. God, why did I prepare this? This is a bad thing about doing things a while ago and then not remembering things. I prepared protection from good and evil,
Oh, okay.
and it protects people. I can only do it on one. It's a 10-minute concentration, and it can protect you from aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiend, or undead.
Yeah.
I wonder if I cast it at a higher level. Nope, it's the same regardless. Okay. So yeah, I can protect one of us for 10 minutes. I also have Turn Undead,
Nice.
which I can only do once at
I feel
this level.
If we're talking about making like a little flask of holy water, just double checked in the books. Cleric or paladin may create holy water by performing a special ritual. Takes an hour, uses 25 gold worth of powdered silver, and requires the caster to expend a spell slot of 1st level.
I mean, we have the gold, but we do not necessarily have it in powdered silver form.
And
I
also,
wonder if I can take my. Can I take my smith tools and take 25 silver pieces and like crush them?
Yeah, 25 gold worth of silver pieces is 250 silver pieces.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Do you have that many silver pieces?
Well, I mean, I have I had been well, actually no, I guess I hadn't been converting most. No, that's a lie. I had been to gold.
Okay.
I'm not sure. As of right now, we have 52.
Roll me a percentile.
Who's gonna?
And those in can or whoever wants to, somebody.
All right.
$41.
41. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I will say you do have enough components to make a bottle of holy water or holy oil. Your choice. So 1 hour
So
and a first level spell slot. You have enough to make what?
I would do the
So which
oil
one
because
do-
you can coat a weapon with it.
Okay, then the oil it is.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll spend the spell slot and the hour to create some holy oil.
Okay. Yep. So you guys are taking the hour. Is this the team that we are planning on heading downstairs?
I think so.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
And if nothing else, we might be able to do it. I know that the other team will have Sirach and he can pick locks, but if we have to like pick our way into getting into the basement, I think that this would be the group for that, just because Talroth and myself are both here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good way to go about it.
So I think, yeah, let's go to the basement.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. One thing that I wanted to do was start taking a closer look at that gate that Tavish was talking about. Maybe borrowing those in, like, hey, something he said kind of didn't settle right with me. Talking about him hauling ass away from this place, and that gate was open when he left. You think maybe this is just, I don't know, maybe stitches right against the wind? I just kind of want to be careful.
You want me to check it out? Like,
Yeah, I figured the two of us can go check it out. I mean, hell, maybe it's trapped. I don't know. Maybe it could just be the way it's built and it just springs back, or hell.
Okay.
Please.
It doesn't take both of you. It's actually
Okay.
pretty clear to see. Talroth, when you get up near it, so the gate is grown ironwood in a very dense, beautiful pattern that allows you to see through, but nothing more than maybe like up to a wrist. You'd have to have very thin arms to get up to an elbow through here. There are no thorns on it really, but it is, to touch it, you can tell it's a very dense, very sturdy wood, so like ironwood or something like that. And just looking at the locking mechanism, Talroth, because you are so proficient in those things, you can tell that this gate has been locked. It's been shut and locked. So this is more than wind. This required the act of hands and
mental wherewithal
limbs.
to think that locking a gate was a thing that needed to be done.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's Fable's thought, what I can express.
Yeah, I would quietly let everybody know, making sure Tavish doesn't hear that, just to not freak him out.
So
Yeah,
whatever
no.
we're dealing with not only likes it a tidy home with a closed gate, but is smart enough to think about something like that. So not just like a rambling skeleton. That's not comforting.
What I'm hoping is that there's just some vaguely hive mind ghost and the ghost is like the ghost of the previous tenants.
So just going
Then-
through the motions.
Yeah. Or like they got upset because somebody tried to steal their gold and so blur, but now they're still just closing gates and just tidying up after themselves.
It is a positive outlook on things.
Listen, what you have to, or else the next pounce will be right there before you know it. So you have to keep positive. So I think we be careful, but I also think that we should go in expecting there to be some sort of vaguely sentient thing. It's not just mindless zombies and dead, drowned people.
Or at least, if it's just going through the motions, we can offer to help it clean up, and maybe it'll leave everyone alone.
We have seen ghosts that have been stuck in loops, and we've just been nice to them, and
You
they've
just
left.
play chess and they're fine?
And not
Nope.
even just that, but the people that tried to stab us in that
You just leave 'em alone.
kitchen, and the ones holding up the demon wall.
Yep. Oh yeah, we helped them. We were so helpful. We have helped ghosts before. Let's use that and let them know we're nice people.
Exactly. Well, no, we will not play chess.
Listen, I thought it went fine. She looks great. Her skin is glowing. You got the piece back. It's a good adventure. Everything's fine.
It's fair. Who wants the holy oil? I think Calroth should have it. If I have to, I have magic arrows.
I think
Oh, yeah.
I do not need it. I am okay.
Yeah, I ain't got much in terms of magic. That was never
Yeah,
my strong suit.
All
Yeah.
right, then maybe we give that to Calroth.
Agreed. Especially because
It
we've dealt with
lasts-
things that need magic weapons, and he
Yes.
kept not having anything
It
helpful.
lasts for how long is the holy oil? It's 10 minutes, an hour.
Sorry, Stitch, I lost all of what you just said.
The holy oil, is it? It's 10 minutes,
1
an
hour.
hour. 1 hour.
Oh,
Okay.
the oil? I think
Yes,
it
once it's on
lasts.
a weapon.
It lasts for I think a minute. It's in the PHP. Do any of you have that handy?
Yes, I do. I've got it. It's right here.
You got it?
Thank you.
I literally have it on this shelf. Oh shit! Everything's fine. Haha! Prepared. All right, Paige, Matthew, go.
I'm on it.
Oh, of course you are.
Would it just be treated as a holy water flask?
Yeah, because
Mm.
the PHB only lists holy
Holy
water,
water.
So what does
doesn't
that
list-
say?
That's an action. It's one action.
and it's to throw it. It throws it and shatters and does 5 feet splash.
Hmm.
Has 2d6 radiant damage.
So I think we treated it with the same kind of rules as the holy weapon spell, just a one-time use though.
Holy
No.
weapon is super.
Is way too strong.
Holy oil 5e.
Thank you, Google.
Yeah, we're all on our infinite, not infinite knowledge. So,
Yeah. The infinite information machine right in front of you.
yeah, that's the word I was looking for. but I was-
So here's what I'm gonna say. It lasts for a minute. It makes it magical for bypassing resistances and deals an additional D4 to undead. I'm just gonna make it up and put it right there. And
Someone said using the
Same.
rules of shape water as a cantrip to coat the weapon is a good base. So it depends on. Yeah.
let me see what we've got.
We are here for come for the D&D, stay for the weird spell research.
Yeah.
Yay! Watch us
Hey,
Google
you know what?
things.
Sometimes you gotta kind of like look up stuff.
Or oil darkness.
The
It
time to
lasts.
be alive.
Yeah, and I just made a quick note for myself. Magic weapon, plus
Oil.
1d4 damage to undead, lasts 1 minute.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Google.
All right. So what are you guys up
I
to?
thought that holy oil was a thing in D&D.
Me
but
too.
An official thing, but
It
fair
is
enough.
not.
I'm checking the DMG.
Yeah.
I don't think it is, but
Let's.
According to Reddit.
Yeah. I guess let's see about trying to find a back entrance.
okay.
That servant's entrance that he was talking about. Perhaps we go around to Talroth. What if you and I sneak forward a little bit, and then once we scout out where it is, we can bring our friends?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. At least two of us can keep quiet about. Well, quiet.
Yeah. Chosen table, are you okay with that?
Yeah, this is okay with me. I don't
Alright.
think I'm the quietest person in the world.
Well, if we're gone for more than 10 minutes,
I'm going to assume you've died again, and I'm going to.
yeah, expect me to have taken a cat nap and come with a healing potion in hand.
She has the list of Stitch's close calls, cat naps, whatever. She's scratching out titles. She's ready to cross off number 6. She's ready.
So Talroth and Stitch will go scouting around first, trying to stealthily check out where the servants' quarter side entrance, whatever might be.
Okay. Having looked at some of the other like oils and things, I'm gonna say it's just a +1 against undead. Or is there a holy weapon spell for?
It's like a 5th level spell or something like that.
I mean, holy aura is an 8th level spell. Xanathar, is there something in Xanathar's that is along those lines?
It's a bonus action to cast, and you it does 2d8 radiant damage on hit. It lasts for an hour. It emits light, and if it isn't already a magic weapon, it becomes one for the duration. And then you can do extra shit with it. But
Crap. Yeah, that is a big 5th level
Yeah.
spell.
Yes.
yeah, well, because like you can dismiss the spell as the bonus action, and when you do so, the weapon bursts with radiance, and things have to make con saves and take extra damage and become blinded. Like,
All right, let's just go with what we originally
Yeah.
had. I think the D4.
or a D4,
No, just
yeah.
D4. Just a D4. No pluses.
Yeah.
D4 against undead and bypasses resistance. It is magic.
Cool.
That seems like a first level spell
Yes.
effect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys begin scouting. You can see that the manor sort of is built into that back part of the hill. Not much of a backyard, and while the hill face is pretty steep on the backside, it would be difficult to kind of climb up and onto. As you guys are searching around, let me have perception checks from Talroth and Clever Stitch.
That's a 22 for me.
Okay.
14.
Okay. As you guys are searching, you're able to find out of sort of the you guys would be coming in from the east. So on the southern side of the hill, there is overgrown in sort of dead grass and there's some vines kind of hanging in there, and it looks like a bit's been kind of filled in with dirt. Does look like there is another gated entrance into what is sort of the stone core of this of the foundation upon which the manor is built. The other thing that you guys see as you're walking around is there are some tracks of those, or Tauroth, you rolled high enough to notice that there are some tracks of people that seem to have walked around or surveyed the area. You don't know how recent they are. If you want to get any more information on those, I'll take a survival check.
All right. Survival. 14 total.
I'm going to say the tracks are relatively small. They're humanoid. Looks like they are... they're heavier than you would think they should be for the size and shape of the foot. It reminds you of elven tracks, but it looks like they're... Normally elves are fairly lithe, and even the hardiest among them, as you would know, are light on their feet. But these elves are sort of stomping and dragging, and their feet are... That's what it looks like to you. Are leaving much more of an impact than you would have normally expected.
Bro, those are zombies.
Ooh. Yeah, this that don't look good to me. Ooh. Ah, boy.
Yeah.
All right, so we at least have this here, but I don't know. You think that's the one we're looking for? That's gonna be that back entrance?
It seems like it could be. Is there like is it like cellar doors, or is it like a hole in the floor?
So yeah, so sort of a cellar door.
Got it.
Yeah, a cellar door, not quite at like a complete angle, but similar to cellar doors. You expect there to be a little bit of a staircase,
Got it.
and yeah, that's why it's kind of grown over with grass and dirt and stuff.
Sure. Can we listen at the cellar door and like check it for traps and see if it's locked before our friends get here?
Yeah, absolutely. Make an investigation check.
Alright. You might be better at this than me, so I can assist you.
Investigation. I'm at a +2.
I'm at the same.
All right, well, you take lead. I'll assist.
Alright. Ooh, an 18.
Eight.
Yeah, an 18 to like investigate it, look for traps, look for a lock, listen.
So there is a lock on it. It does not appear to be trapped. Looks to be a pretty... It's a similar ironwood like door system, and the gate and the key is kind of grown on there. So while it is not trapped, it is it's going to be a difficult lock to pick. Just from it's not a normal iron lock, and the lock that was like grown into place. So the key for it is very specific. It is going to be a difficult lock to pick.
Gotcha. Telroth, I believe you purchased something just for this occasion recently.
Yes, I did.
Alright then. How about it? Do you have lockpicks? Or do you still need to borrow?
I was sure to pick up a set last time we were in town.
Alright.
All right. So, okay, and this would be with dexterity.
Yes, please.
All right. So, okay. So I rolled a 7 on the die,
Okay.
but it's a total 21.
Okay. 21 does not get it. It is, you can tell that there's a part to the lock is deeper in there than what your modern lock picks can reach. You're having it's an extremely deep, thick lock. It's a DC of 25. I will allow you to try one more time with disadvantage if you would like. Other than that, you're going to have to smash it.
All right.
Would
I'll.
Yeah, because I have a. I am also proficient. However, I'm not nearly as good as you. I think, and I'm sure I would have disadvantage too. So, I believe in you. I think that's what people say in times like this.
Oh, well, let's see if these tools end up doing the job. I mean, oof. Just take a deep breath. And disadvantage, right?
Correct.
$19.
Okay. I will give you a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're close and you do have your gloves, and it's a non-traditional lock. You can was 19 the better of your two rolls?
That was with disadvantage. The 19 was the lowest. The higher of the two rolls would have been a 27 because it was a natural 13 plus the 14 for the
Cool. I'll let you take the 27 if you're going to basically sacrifice this set of thieves tools and break them in there as you unlock it.
Hey, Stitch.
Yeah.
So I think I can force it through, but I'm probably losing this. Like, I don't know. What do you think? Is it worth Is it worth losing the tool, or should we just get those and then smash it?
I think that it would be worth it. I have a set of thieves' tools that I can use if we run into anything else that's locked later. I would rather us have the element of surprise if we can. I will buy you a set of thieves' tools next time we're in a town.
Those have been like the third or fourth set I've gone through already, but click. I'll snap them off.
Okay. So, you get them in there. You had felt the tumblers. You had caught all the tumblers except for the deepest one. You realized there was another one. When you're working on that furthest pin, you realize that it's like a two-piece pin. You're having to press forward and press down at the same time. And you're lucky that you have your gloves because you're just barely holding the last millimeter of your pin barely on your fingers. The grip from the gloves is helping you hold on to it as you finally work the second piece, and you sort of press it, and it's starting to turn, and it's just not quite the right size, and you twist it the last bit, and you hear it click, and you try to pull out the one of your picks, and it's just completely locked in there. But the gate itself has dislodged, so it is unlocked.
Well, whenever we get out of this, remind me to buy you a set of thieves' tools again.
Hell, at this rate, I'm probably going to have to buy at least a few sets if I keep going through them this fast, but...
Fair enough.
All
I'll
right.
buy you your first set. You can buy the rest of them.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Let's go get the others before we get too far. Fine, I'd rather us not get in above further than we can.
Now, does the door seem like it opens in or opens out?
Opens out.
Okay, so I'm going to get like a couple sticks or something now that the door is unlocked, and I'm going to kind of put them under, by the door, kind of like a doorstop, maybe 3 or 4 of them, to kind of prevent it from opening out just in case.
Oh, yeah.
At least while we're going back to get everybody, then we'll just pop them out when we get there.
Yeah.
Done and done. You go and grab the other members of the group.
So we found the secret entrance. We think it was locked, but now we have unlocked it, and so far no signs of too many things. But we'll see what happens. Onward and downward.
Okay. You guys make it back to the door. You dislodge the sticks. Doesn't look like anything had attempted to bust or break or exit through here. Who's going first?
I'll sneak in first. So
Okay.
hood up always, and just start quietly making my way in.
All right. Second.
I'll go in the middle-ish because I don't have dark vision, and so I think we should sandwich with maybe people who can see, so we don't have to light anything soon.
I can. Thosin, would you rather be second or last?
Yeah, I can go in the back too. I just
Those, and we can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I forgot I muted it when I was coughing. Last.
Last. All right. I will go
I'm
second.
stealthy.
I will go second because I do have dark vision. So then Fable third,
I can go third. Yep.
and Thosin last.
Okay.
Like, to be fair, he can see over all of us, so
That
him in the
is
back
fair.
is not a bad thing because he was a
is fair.
bulwark of safety behind me. I'm like, yes, I feel good about this choice.
I'm also very loud, just letting you know.
It's fine.
Okay. So, Talroth, you guys set in. Are you all staying together, or are you spacing out for stealthing purposes?
Yeah, I'm gonna space out a little bit ahead.
Okay.
If-
How far?
15 feet. Nice and
Okay.
easy.
And then can I also have 15 feet between me and Fable?
I was gonna suggest that. Yes, please
Alright.
do. Please do. So I have rain for days.
I
Okay.
do as well, but the more stealth we can have.
scatter. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be about 10 feet away from Fable.
Well, Fable needs some help because otherwise she's
Oh.
blind.
Lie, then I'll be like right on Fable.
Okay.
Just
6
just
feet for
carry
social
me
distance.
behind. Listen, this is a fantasy world. Dragons exist. This pandemic does not.
Okay.
I'll be assisting Fable in the back.
Thank you.
Okay. Sounds
Just
good.
tell me when to hit something. Huh, Stab.
So, that puts Talroth at 30 feet from Fable, if I'm understanding correctly. So Talroth 15 feet, Stitch 15 feet, Fable, then Thosin immediately. Sounds good.
Yes.
Go ahead and make stealth checks, all of you, even though you're spread out, so we'll be taking them individually. And then just go ahead and type that into the chat for me. As you guys begin to descend, you are in the cellar basement, sort of the servants' entrance. There is a short hallway, and it looks like there is about midway up, 20 feet. There's a door to your right, and then another 30 feet beyond that, there is there's a second door. So, which of those two doors would you guys like to go to?
I'll just kind of start checking the doors as we're passing them. Just
Okay.
Yeah, so start with the first one we come across. Just at least kind of check it if it's locked, trapped, damaged, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The doors look not trapped, not damaged. They look solid, worked wood, So just at a glance, seems fine. You can make an investigation check. I'll take one for both doors. They're pretty simple.
If you want, you can go to one and I'll go to the other. Speed
That
things
sounds
up.
good.
All right.
6.
5.
Okay.
Door.
Cards got in the way.
It's a door.
It is a door.
It's a door.
It is a door. These doors are. Here's what I'm gonna say happens. You get to the door. It's dark. You guys are looking around. You're kind of looking for like a keyhole. You've seen what these locks look like now. They are much more, intricate than normal. The normal doors are and can be. So, Clever Stitch, you don't see a lock on yours, although when you push it, it doesn't really give. And I'm going to say that you eventually sort of are like testing it, and it gives a little like, and you're like,
Whoopsies.
The door is not locked. It does seem to be slightly jammed. Like the wood has warped in a way that it's like dragging on the stones and things like that. Tauroth, you have a similar experience. Your door is not locked either. It's a manor. It's not a dungeon. This is interior. They just had the one really intricate like exterior lock. Looks like this is just a place for people to sort of travel through. But you're looking for yours as well, and you kind of give it like a hard push, and it does give a little bit, and there's a little bit of stone creaking sound to them.
All right, I'll kind of look around for Stitch and Thozen. Just kind of ask them, which door did we try first? Which one you wanted to check?
Go to one.
Yours.
All right, fine. Start pushing it open.
Okay. So you push it open. There's really no way to force it open that is not doesn't creak really. And as you open your door, you open it up into what looks like servants' quarters. It's a decent-sized room. It is about 30 by 30. Looks like there are double cots for beds. You can see that there should be somewhere like 12-ish people probably stayed in here. The room is decent. It's nice. There's a dining table in the corner. Looks as though the beds are very intricate elven designs that have, while they are bunk beds, the ceiling is pretty tall. It's about 12 feet tall. And so all the beds have a fair amount of space. Underneath where the bed part is, they all have sort of their own drawers, and the ends of the bed sort of serve as their own like armoires for hanging up clothes and stuff like that. So that's what you see when you open up the door.
Does it smell like anything rancid or stale or?
Very stale. It smells extremely stale. That door probably hasn't been open in Lord knows how long.
But I'm not smelling anything like rotting flesh or anything like that.
No, doesn't seem like anything has died in here, nor does it smell like something that is dead is in here now. There does seem to be another door on the other side of the entrance. That's of the room. That's what you got.
Yeah, it looks like servants' quarters. Another door over there, bud. Why don't we go check out the one you were looking at, Stitch?
All right. I will go over to my door and Push it open.
Okay, you push it up with a furious sort of, and that smell, the smell of rotting flesh, does begin to smell in here. It is dark.
Hand on my weapon.
And there does seem to be another door on the other side of here. But what you are looking at is what appears to be a wine cellar, also filled with casks, mini kegs of you're not sure. It might be like a beer or bourbon or something like that. But this is definitely it's a room almost as big as the servants' quarters. It is probably 25 by 25. The walls are lined with functional, well decorated, but not display level of wine and beer.
All right.
It is difficult to see the entirety of the room because the racks are set up sort of library style.
Yeah.
But you know what this place is. You can also hear the shuffling of the creatures that are in here.
Oh.
Let's.
I will whisper to my group. There's something in there. I think it's zombies.
I could just be on fire and run at them.
No. Hey, Fable.
There's wine and there's beer and alcohol, and
Yeah.
that might explode.
But I could just fireball and we could close the door.
Yeah, but Fable, here's the thing. That fire is going to move faster than us. So
The door.
we might not be able to close it on time.
Well, that's really on your speed, isn't it?
Nope. Maybe we don't explode the wine because we could also now take
Drink it.
this in. Yes, we could take it home.
Well, now, one thing I will say, at least with the wine, it might be vinegar at this point, unless if they were storing it wrong. However, that bourbon,
I swear if it's
dibs.
worthless alcohol and you made me save it, I'm going to set you on fire.
I can take a catnap for that. I would be willing to take a catnap
Listen.
for the wine. But
I've been
let's
threatened
go
worse.
let's go kill the zombies.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna take out my bow and for now regular arrow. Does
Okay.
it? How can I? And this would be kind of hard to tell, but can I tell about how many shuffling entities I might think are in there? Like, does it sound like a ton, or does it sound like a few?
It's just a few, maybe somewhere between 3 and 6.
Sure. Okay, got it. Maybe we don't split up. Cthozin, are you able to make light? And I'm whispering. I want mics to pick things up.
Yeah, please. I got you.
Cthozin, are you able to make light for Fable?
I can make light for me. I'm fine.
Oh.
I can only do it for a minute. Everything's okay.
Oh,
I'm good
Perfect.
for battle. We're fine.
perfect.
I
Come on.
can't waste it during the walk. Thank you,
Fair
though.
enough. Fair enough. All right. In we go, I suppose.
Okay, same order on the way in.
Yeah. Can we close the door that Talroth had been in, the servants' quarter door?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want me to light up now so we can all see? Or
No. Hey, let's just be a little
Chill.
what the hell's that word? Treasure keeps telling me this word all the time. Careful. Yeah, that. Let's be careful.
have
with the
you
flow.
learned? Oh,
Treasure is the one telling you to be careful.
It's like, there's a lot of shit she tells me.
does careful mean something different in Tiefling?
Fair enough.
Oh,
Probably.
I can tell you right now that this is that.
But yeah, fire and alcohol. Let's just.
Let's let Talroth get in there, and
I mean, if I can see how many of them there are, I can let you know, and we can maybe, I don't know, I'll run around, scream, and group them up, and I go.
Okay, I'd like all of you to flip for initiative. While you've been having this conversation, the zombies have been shuffling their way to you.
Oh,
All right, So go ahead and type that in the chat for me. Okay, so just down the line with my guys in the middle. So starting with Thozen, what would you like to do?
I see any of them?
You're outside the door right now, so you have to move into the actual cellar to see any of them.
I'll move in. I
When
don't
you-
want to pat everybody.
You would be in
in front.
Yeah, you would be in front at that point.
That's fine. I'll put myself in front.
Okay. You move into the room just past the door. You as the trio of Tauroth, Fable, and Clever Stitch are talking about burning or not burning alcohol. Thozen hears the shuffling, sort of scraping of the boots of the undead, and bursts into the door. As you come through the door, you can see turning the corner from one of the racks of wine and beer is two of these elven zombies. They look very elven. They also look like they have been influenced by some of the other planes. It is an odd type of elf. I will say that they have a very prominent brow, almost similar to you, but not. Instead of tiefling-like, it seems more like ram or deer, bestial, these sort of horns, kind of growing out on their sides. Their bodies are thinner than traditional elves. Their limbs seem to be longer, and their features are even sharper, exceptionally sharp. But they're coming towards you, claws and undead sort of fangs, or just chompers bared. Once you make it into the room, you've only got 15 feet to get to the first one. What would you like to do? You can make it to them if you would like to.
I'm not going to. Screw that. I'm going to. I'm going to like point my mace at one of them, and make some gestures and cast Sacred Flame on the nearest one to me.
Okay.
That will be a Dexterity saving throw from them.
Okay.
Nice.
Dex save. That is a natural 16 minus 2 for 14.
Oh, he passes. I need to boost my wisdom. I just realized that. Great. Cool. And bonus actions. How do those work again? Help. I'm gonna go back to the doorway so that if allies need to get around me, they can. But I'm just gonna stand with the shield ready to push any back, so that I'm trying to bottleneck them.
Sure. Okay. Clever Stitch.
Can I see any of them from where I am in the door?
Yeah, you were at the door, so
Alright.
you can see the two of them that have just rounded around that rack. Two of them from the right have just come around that rack, and you see the burst of holy fire that Thozen had released, and how one of them sort of and dodges out of the way of it.
Perfect. I would like to aim at that one and shoot him with a sharpshooter attack.
Okay.
This will be 2 plus 3. An 8.
An 8 barely hits.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. They are wearing just servants' clothes that look relatively well preserved, more preserved than their skin does. But you can tell that the sort of weird juddering rigor mortis that set into their muscles is keeping them from being able to move well. So yeah, you do hit on an 8.
Perfect. So this is just with a regular arrow, no magic attached to it. That is 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. Okay.
Piercing.
20 points of piercing damage. Yeah, the arrow sticks deep into the brain of the zombie, and its head lurches back. And as it's about to fall, you see its muscles sort of and flip it forward. It is definitely bloodied, but it is barely holding on.
All right. Kill that one. And my turn's done.
Okay. The zombies are next. So the 2 zombies are going to close in that. They can move about 20 feet. They sort of lurch and shuffle, and then they get sort of this burst of speed towards the end of it as they can stand side by side. There's 5 feet, 10 feet in between the racks. So they're both going to gang up on Thozen there. So they are each going to make 2 attacks, 1 bite, 1 claw attack. So that is going to be, we'll do the first 2 against those in there. It's plus, all right. Yeah, I'm going to stick with what I said. Plus 4, so 18 and 19, Thozen?
Oh, they both hit.
Wait,
Okay.
18 and 19, or is it 8 and 19?
Oh, that says 4. I see my digital dice here said 14. So 8 and 19.
I'm
That's
seeing
why
a
I misread
14
it.
as well. Yeah.
The 19
Yeah.
hits.
The 19 hits. Okay. So that is going to be a d6 for the claw damage plus 1. So 6 points of claw damage for that. And then the other 2 it's a 2d20. So that is a 20 and a 14. So I'm thinking the 20 will hit. On the bite, that is a d4. Plus 1, 5 points of biting damage. So these 2 zombies climb up around you. One of them sort of headbutts the arrow that was in its skull and hits your shield, sort of drives the arrow further into his head. Doesn't seem phased, but it does the thing that bullies do with short kids, where he can't get his head to you as the arrow sticks into the back of his skull. So he just reaches out and sort of claws, drags Thozen just forward enough for his zombie buddy to bite into your shoulder a little bit, into your big tricep, actually. That is it for these zombies. Actually, you do see 2 more shuffle around from the left. But they're about 20 feet away. Fable.
Yes. How close is the closest one to me?
10 feet, 5 feet. You can be in melee if you choose to.
Yeah, Nope, not yet. And how close are they to each other?
Oh, they're right next to each other.
Good, amazing, perfect. A clump, my favorite thing. I am going to fling Le Chaos Bolt. Please and thank you.
Okay.
Let us try. Make a ranged attack. Oh, bonus action, I also Wreath of Mantle of Flame myself.
Does that affect your allies?
No, they're not hurt by it.
Okay, good.
They can see though. There's light now. There's bright light for 30 feet and dim light for 30 feet beyond that. But they're fine as long as they don't hit me with an attack. Yeah. So that is 21 to hit.
Yeah, definitely hits.
I would hope. Okay.
You're attacking the one with the arrow in its head or the other one?
Yeah, I'm gonna attack the one that he told me to kill. Is that one already dead?
Nope.
Good.
It's the one with the arrow in its head.
The one he goes, kill him. So I'm gonna kill that one. All right. That is.
That's a good way to do it.
Thank you. Where are you? Plus 1d. Oh man. Okay. That is 15 points of fire damage.
Absolutely. The fire bursts across the zombie. Its flesh begins to smell and reek, but it's also sort of this purifying fire. Its corpse falls down, its clothes catching alight, and there is this small fire burning right there next to Thozen. Anything else, Fable? That's
No, that is it.
okay. Talroth.
All right. Since I got so distracted by all the talking, and I'm just like, wait, where the hell's everyone? And oh, shit. Kind of blitz in. There's still one of them left.
So there are 3. One that is in melee with Thozen, and 2 more that are 15 feet beyond that.
Okay, so I'm gonna get to the one that's still in melee with those in, kind of get around to the side of it, pull the double-bladed scimitar out, and just swipe up once, and then bring the other end around, so both attacks to it.
Both attacks, let's do it.
So that is that's the lowest one was a 14.
Both hit, absolutely.
All right, so and a 2d6 sneak attack. 7, 14, 5, 19. Total 20 damage altogether.
Okay, with a total of 20 damage, I'm going to do this. Yeah, as you're bringing over the scimitar, it cuts right at the hip, and one of the legs of the zombie just goes scattering across the floor. It sort of lurches down onto the ground, now having to crawl and drag itself. Make your next damage roll.
Oh no, that was both damage rolls all combined.
Oh, was it? Okay,
Yeah.
how much
So
was the first one?
19.
And the other was just 1 point of damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Then great.
disappointing.
That's okay. 19's impressive. 19 and a little extra is a good time. So, yep. That one loses a leg. New round. Okay. So it is me, and then Talroth, Clever Stitch, Fable, and Thozen. So the first zombie, the zombie that is now legless, is going to spin around and take 2 attacks at Talroth Oakenblade. That is a 12 and a 21 to hit. I think the 21 hits.
Yeah, the 21's gonna hit.
Okay. And so the 12 is the bite attack. The 21 is the claw attack. So that is going to be 7 points of claw damage. And you see these other 2 zombies that are going to come rushing forward. One of them at Thozen, as it sort of stomps onto the ashes of its dead friend, and they are going into this frenzy. So it gets an extra attack, but it is going to attack with a +3 instead of a +4. So 3 attacks on Thozen.
Oh.
So that is a 17, a 15, and a 17.
None of them hit.
None of them?
Correct.
Great.
Hot damn!
Okay. You bring your shield up, and this zombie, as it comes lurching over that last burst of speed, both arms up, you raise your shield, and the claws just scratch along it, sort of a nails on chalkboard, and then the heavy thunk of its prominent browed head and its teeth trying to ineffectually gnaw on the thick metal bit of your shield. The other zombie can not get to you guys because they're too wide currently, and you guys have 2 people Thozen just inside and Talroth occupying the door. So that is going to be it for them. We are up to Talroth and Clever Stitch.
Talroth, you have one higher dex than me, so go for it.
All right. Legless that I just kind of made there. Is he still up or is he just gone?
No, he's up. Yeah, he's got hit points left. He's missing one leg, so he's a bit shorter and lopsided compared to when you last cut him.
All right. I'll take a swipe at him,
Okay.
and that's a 15 to hit.
Okay.
He's still pretty much still within 5 feet of everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that's 8, 12, 10, so 18 points of damage.
Oh, okay. 18 points of damage. Before you cut it, I need to note one thing. So the leg that you cut off, on the zombie's turn, is still flopping, and moves 5 feet past you guys, underneath you towards like Fable and Clever Stitch. It can't attack, but it still seems to have some unlife within it. So when you bring your scimitar back down on the same zombie, its head sort of crushes and it collapses down onto the ground. The leg also goes dead and limp at the same time.
All right. So take out that first one, spin around, bring the other end of the blade down on the next one that's kind of right by us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Gotta attack first.
Please.
Yeah, that's cocked.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, that's 19 to hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
For, I swear to God, 1 point of damage.
Okay.
I need to multi-class to get two weapon fighting.
All right. That's it for Thozen. Fable or Clever Stitch, or is there? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm also going to move out of the way to kind of open up the area for us a little bit.
Okay. You're gonna take an attack of opportunity, then, if you back up. You okay with that?
Do it.
Okay. So, taking the attack of opportunity. Here we go. That is a 20 to hit, so that's going to hit. It's going to be a claw attack, so 4 points of damage. Talroth, after you bring your blade down, you stick the one that is attacking Thozen, and you withdraw your blade, spinning back. It reaches out and just sort of rakes your back with its claw as you back away, clearing room for Clever Stitch, who is up now.
All right. I will. Let's see. The one that did 3 attacks last turn.
Yep.
I think I will target that one.
Okay.
And once again, sharpshooter.
Okay.
Please, for the love of God. That's a 7. So that's gonna miss.
That one does miss. Yeah. You let the arrow loose, and it sort of is, because it's just like laying on Thozen's shield. It sails over it. You shatter one of the glasses of bottles of wine back behind there.
All right, and then I'm gonna drop my bow and pull out my shield and take a step forward so that I'm now taking up the spot that is left open so that they can't get any further.
Okay. Yep. So you close in that distance. You raise your shield. Fable.
Yes, hello, I'm ready. Okay, I'm going to, can I run in a thunder wave without hitting my friends at any point?
No, because your friends are occupying the space.
They're right in the space, then I won't.
And you can't.
I can't even get in, can I?
You can't. You can't get into melee, and you can't get past the zombies.
That's okay. That's fine. I'm just gonna squat beneath the tiefling's legs and wha-pa-pa. So okay. I am going to, this time, I am this time going to firebolt actually, because it's free. Oh, that's fun. Hell yeah! All right. That is a natural 13 plus stuff.
Okay.
I'm assuming that hits.
Yes.
Good. Amazing. Don't make me math. Plus a d10. Ooh. So 9 points of damage. So
Okay.
I get to add my charisma to any fire things. I'm also going to twin spell and aim at another one of them.
Okay.
That one probably does not hit. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That does hit.
Oh, good. For 8 points of fire damage.
8 points of fire damage on the second one. Okay.
I look down at her so proud.
Oh.
Thank you. So good, amazing, and she's still on fire, but like you notice that the firebolts are going exactly where she tells them to, and nowhere else for the moment.
Okay. Sounds good. That is it for that round. New round. Oh no, Thousand.
Yeah.
Thousand. Yep. Sorry.
No, it's all good. Is there still one melee with me?
Yes, there is.
Okay. I'm gonna swing with my mace.
Okay.
Beautiful obsidian mace. Ooh, what is that? 7 plus 6, 15.
Yes, definitely.
It's in the dice tray.
I should note, Fable, your first burst of fire is the one against the one that is in melee with Thozen. The fire erupts across its knee, and from the knee down, the leg comes. Oh no, you're dealing fire damage. Does not come off. Never mind. You don't knock off any limbs.
Good, because I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that shit chasing me down. I'll blow up this whole winery. We'll just burn it down.
All right, Thozen.
That'll be 9 damage, bludgeoning.
Okay. That is gonna knock off an arm.
And as a bonus action, I'm gonna use my Shield Master feat to shove it back 5 feet.
Okay.
And I'll still stay where I am to protect Fable.
Okay. Sounds good. So yeah, when you bring down the mace, it falls on its shoulder. You just hear the bone crunch, and then for a moment, the sleeve of its shirt is sort of this serving as this like sack filled with bone and flesh that eventually just falls out of the sleeve onto the ground, still wiggling and sort of cousin-itting its way back towards you.
Good.
Okay, new round. Okay. Well, the zombies have an ace.
Jesus Christ. These fast zombies.
They're
Right?
not
They're
so
like,
fast.
those are the
They're
fast
gonna.
ones.
Then you guys. So with the zombie arm on the ground, it's going to move up 5 feet and attack Thozen at disadvantage. So that is a 15 to hit. We know that that misses. And then
Correct.
the zombie from which the arm came from is going to roll up and make its next 2 attacks. The bite is the claw's a natural 20. Bite is an 11, so the 11 plus 3, 14 will miss. Natural 20 will hit. The bite is 2d4. So that is 5 points of bitey damage on you, Thozen. And then Clever Stitch, the other zombie, closes ranks and is going to make a bite and claw attack and another claw attack, 2 claw attacks. Oh, no. It should... Nope. So one was a natural 20, one was a 14, and then I just wanted to roll one more. 8. So the 14 misses, the 8 misses, the natural 20 does hit. So that is more super bitey damage, 6 points of damage.
Cool. Tight.
Okay, that is it for my zombies. I know there was a king that we had. Yep, Clever
Yes.
Stitch.
All right, so I'm going to pull out my short sword, and start going sword and board with this dude.
All right.
And just swing at him. Let's see, it's +6, a 12 to hit. Jesus Christ, I can't roll.
Yeah, it does, but it does hit.
Yeah, and then that's d6 +4, so 8 points of piercing. Just are short swords piercing?
Slashing. Oh, they
No,
are?
they're
It's piercing? Oh,
Apparently.
very
Yes.
different type of sword than I was expecting. That's okay. Okay, piercing damage does not knock off limbs, so
Oh, yeah.
you're lucky with that.
Hell yeah. And
We
then,
don't want to knock off limbs.
No, probably not, because I think the limbs can attack.
I think they're going to multiply if we slough off too many of them. Leave them all.
Yeah. And I think that's it. I want to save all my shit for later, so I'm good.
Okay. Sounds good. After Clever Stitch, Fable.
Yep. I could have done. Don't die. I could have done this earlier because the spell name is misleading. Chill touch is in fact not a touch.
No, just a ghost hand.
I never read to the end of the spell, by the way. It's on the hit, the target takes 1d8 of necromantic damage. It can't regain points until the hit, whatever. Until then, the skeletal ghostly hand clings to the target. So I'm gonna fight Spooky with Spooky right now.
Yep.
And I am going to make a ranged attack at one of these motherfuckers who looks the weakest right now.
They actually look the same.
Great, I pick one at random. It's the guy on the left. And I'm going to cast a ghostly skeletal hand at them, giving them the finger. Be like, how do you like it when things just crawl at you? And that is going to be a 13 to hit.
Does hit.
Great, amazing. Necrotic. 2 points of necrotic damage.
Hell
I
yeah,
don't do
every
well
point
with
counts.
not fire. But it's just choking him out.
Okay.
That's the visual of the hand. It's just throat choking him. That's it.
I feel like we need to start a petition for Wizards of the Coast to officially change the name of Chill Touch to Ghostly Grab or Touch
To
of the
ghost
Grave.
Choke out.
Yeah, to Ghost Choke
Hashtag
or-
ghost choke.
or
I always thought it was
yeah.
an ice
No.
spell.
Yeah.
It's
has-
literally a ghost skeleton hand.
Yeah. It's so
I wanted
so
to say ghost hand because it's a skeletal ghost, but
it feels like in a past edition that was like chilling touch of the grave, and they were just like, we're gonna reduce it to chill touch, but
about
it
chill
is
touch?
neither
Yeah.
chill nor touch.
No touch.
That is a complete
Exactly.
misnomer. It is a
Exactly.
false name. False
Amazing.
name. Shame on you, wizards. Okay. I think after Fable
Yes.
is.
Hang on,
Tara.
wait. It does 1 additional point of damage because I forgot this whole goddamn time I have my Wand of the War Mage. So I've been counting 1 less for everything this whole game. So give it 3 fucking points of necrotic damage.
You got it.
Oh, I'm mad at myself. Oh, it's what happens when I don't have the prop with me.
Okay. Point of damage counted. Talroth, you're up.
All right. At this point, all 3 of them are the other 2 that are left are still just right on top of everybody.
Yeah, they are right on top there. Thozen had pushed them off, but they just came running right back in. I will say, while you might have trouble reaching the full bodies of the zombies, there is the zombie arm that had cousin itted its way over to try to attack Thozen. You could probably stab down at the arm safely.
So I don't have a clear shot to any of them right now.
No, you got a phalanx of friends with shields up and in the way.
Okay.
So yeah, you can't really get in melee with them. If you want to throw a dagger, you can do that. You can sneak attack that way if you choose.
Yeah. I figure I'll just carefully or kind of quickly just climb up one of the racks and just turn and just chuck a dagger.
Okay, sounds great. Make your attack roll.
That is a 23 to hit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let me just make sure of something. Okay, I had it right. Cool. So 14 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah. Which one were you aiming at? The one in front of Thozen or Clever Stitch?
Whichever one looks more fucked up.
Yep, Thozen's that's being choked by the ghostly touch of the Grave Hand, not the Chill Touch Hand. I refuse to do that anymore. Yeah, you climb up the rack, you spin around, hurl the dagger. It sticks into the skull of the elven zombie, which hits the ground and is out, dead, re-dead, dead again. The deadening.
Is it possible to try to jump over everybody to land on the other side of the one that's left?
I'll take
Would
an
I have-
athletics check if you want to try.
Could I negotiate for acrobatics?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Tuck and roll, man, tuck and roll.
23.
Okay. Yeah.
My dice
so,
like me tonight.
yeah, you do jump over. You do get behind the other zombie.
Cool. And yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be everything.
Okay. After Thozen.
Was last. I'm gonna go ahead and. How's everyone looking? No, I'm the one that's getting fucked up. Yeah,
I took a couple hits.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna Secret Flame the one in front of me.
That one's dead.
Saving. Okay, then.
The one in front of Clever Stitch.
Is the hand still on the floor?
Hand stopped. The
Or
hand
like
died.
the hand?
Yeah,
Okay.
the hand died.
Then so there's none on me.
No, there's one right in front of Clever Stitch. That's the only one that remains.
I'm gonna Sacred Flame that one. Dexterity
Okay.
saving throw.
That is an 8.
That is a fail. Where are you? 1d8. That'll be 7 radiant damage.
Okay.
Yes, 7 radiant damage.
Nice.
Maybe
All right,
levels.
that one is barely holding on. All right. Anything else? New round?
New round.
New round. Ace, I see from Thozen. Think that's the winner.
I almost wrote ass by accident. Again? No, I'm gonna do. Let's see if it works. I'm gonna smash my mace against the shield, and I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on that one. So wisdom
Okay.
saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Flip that. And it has so it's a 5. 5 on the
That's
wisdom
a
save.
fail, and that'll be 8 necrotic damage.
That's showtime.
Nice.
Yes.
Can't hear you, Thozen.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, I said it too softly. I just said he did.
Oh, he did. All right, so the death knell of Thozen's ethereal undead bell rings true, calling home this elven zombie. And yeah, after that, you guys wait a moment, you take a listen. You don't hear anything else coming immediately. What would you like to do?
Look.
Well, that went well.
All right.
For
That
yourself.
Swimmingly.
could have been much worse.
Yeah. Dozen? Is it normal for their arms and shit to keep crawling after they're cut off? Cause
Yeah.
I think it depends on the individual. Usually not, but I mean, it could be. To be honest with you, I haven't dealt with a lot of undead in the past, so.
Remember, I told him to lie to me. It was absolutely a lie.
Totally dealt with a lot of undead in the past. I forgot I was lying for you.
How are we feeling? Can we continue on?
I'll pat myself in the chest and cast Cure Wounds on myself. But aside from that, I'll be okay.
Alright, and Talroth, don't forget that you have a potion of healing on you, should you need it. Actually, and I will have given my potion of healing to the other group, so I just realized that both of our healing potions are with this group, so I will mark that down now. But yeah, are we good to continue on?
yeah,
Let's go. I'm feeling good.
I'm gonna get my dagger out of the one guy, and just start kind of checking around, see pretty much what else is in here.
Alright.
Like if there's another door, if it's only alcohol.
No, there is another door.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very similar door to the one that you came in. Doesn't appear to be locked. Again, probably a little warped into the wood. So opening it is probably gonna be difficult to open quietly. But other than that, it looks very much like the previous two doors that you guys had just investigated.
Perfect. I'm gonna pick up what arrows I can and then also make sure not to leave my bow behind.
Okay, grab your
Yeah.
stuff. You get half your arrows back. I think that's one.
Yeah, I believe so.
Looking around in.
Is everything in here just wine or?
So yeah, roll a percentage.
$56.
So about 56% of it is wine. I'm gonna say another 20% is beer or sort of heartier like meads, things like that. And then there are a couple of smaller casks of what looks like there's very few dark alcohols, mostly white wines, a couple of red. There also seems to be some clear spirits, things that are probably closer to vodka or rum than, but there's like a bottle of like a dark bourbon or something like that. So,
Yoink.
okay, absolutely. None of the other kegs are tapped at the moment, so you're not really sure, but you're looking over the labels. None of the years or labels follow either Licdractian calendars or the Republic calendar. So it is completely... You don't know how old this stuff is because you have no frame of reference as to what is today for the denizens of this manor. Anything else you guys would like to do in this room?
I think just listen at the door.
Okay.
The next room.
Okay. Make a perception check. Clever Stitch.
A 4.
A 4. You only hear the joy in Talroth's eyes as he grabs a very old, as far as he knows, bottle of bourbon.
I also don't like that I heard the joy.
Heard it in his eyes.
That's right.
That's a fucked up kind of perception check.
Yeah.
To the back to school.
All right. I will just begin opening the door once people seem ready enough.
Okay. Are you guys ready enough?
Yes.
Okay.
Ready as we'll ever be.
All right. So you open the next door, Clever Stitch, and as you do, you open the door into a kitchen. There is one similar zombie that is there, sort of with a knife in his hand, kind of going through zombie life, like it's trying to prepare food, but there is no food in here. So there's this very old sort of elven bread that has been how do I put this? Recall that? Yes, recall all. That he's butchered as though it were like a piece of venison or something like that. So
Can I prestidigitate like a loaf of something that looks real, or like a turkey, and just like I'd like to go carefully, just slide it across the table at him and hope he just like starts carving the turkey and lets us go. If all he's trying to do is cook, Preston. Oh, it doesn't have to be real. It'll just look real.
I think that's
So-
the silent image spell.
I will make it out of ice then. It's not functional. It's just a visual.
okay, make me a deception check with disadvantage.
Okay. I'm just hoping that if he wants to just do his life, I'm gonna let him do his life. Oh, fuck.
I'd like you guys to flip for initiative, please.
I'm sorry.
And we were gonna have to kill him anyway.
You were gonna fight the zombie. It was gonna
Okay,
happen.
well, I tried to help.
You did.
Oh, yeah,
You did try to help.
I tried so hard.
Okay. You guys all go before my zombie, so I'll give it to you. You can go in order. Talroth, you are up first.
Yeah. As soon as he seen Fable trying to peacefully resolve this, the moment he just starts eyeing her wrong or like, no, this ain't gonna work, I'm just rushing in and just swing.
Do it.
That is a 9 and a 19.
Both hit.
Fable's still arguing like, but it could have worked. Look how good the lines are on this terrible thing.
I'm gonna say your frozen turkey turned out more like a misshapen blob of orb. Like you just didn't get full turkey.
Okay, so I don't cook.
Do I get? Is he within 5 feet of Fable?
I will say yes. I'll give you the sneak attack damage for her being within 5 feet.
So that's going to be a 23 damage.
23 damage.
that's right
Absolutely. It's gonna lose on a 15.
Oh, and that was
Loses an
both.
arm.
That was both attacks combined.
That's fine. Yep, loses an arm. So it is barely holding on. The arm is flopping around. Up next, we have Clever Stitch.
All right, I'm going to pull out my bow and arrow and sharpshooter this bitch.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. No, that. Ah ha ha! That's a 12.
A 12. All right.
Ah ha ha! Fuck off.
Yeah.
15 damage. I rolled a 1.
and-
roll.
And the next hit just drops. The arrow comes slamming into the mouth of the zombie, pinning its head back over its stove, and the arm stops flopping down below. The zombie is dead.
Poor guy.
I take the knife out of its hand.
We
Okay.
you didn't even see if he was gonna like it? Oh, it doesn't look that
He
bad.
turned. It does, and he also turned and growled, and I
Yeah,
with zombies, I'd rather not take the chances.
yeah,
Fine.
didn't much care for how he growled at you. So, yeah.
Little sister says fine.
Is there anything of use in here?
There are cooking utensils. They are very finely made. I will also let you know that the kitchen knife, so the kitchen knives, full set of like carving knives, dining knives, as well as like large prep knives. They could double as daggers. They are, instead of having like traditional wooden handles, they all have the handles that are similar to deer antler or like a so they are all antler or bone adorned, and you can tell that these elves also have those type of sort of antler pieces in their head. So you don't know if it's like this thing's antler or like mom and dad's antler, or it might just be some beast of the wild. But instead of having they're worked, but they are clearly from antler and bone rather than from wood.
Seeing how.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go.
I was maybe we don't take any of this yet. If I remember from Tavish's story, his creepy story earlier, he had said that the zombies and the ghosts started coming up whenever his companions started taking things from the well. So maybe we leave. Although I do kind of, once we clear all this out, I do kind of want to take these good cooking utensils are hard to come by.
I'd rather come back for them than like loot
Yes.
their ancestral boneware while they're still stuck here.
Yes.
That feels like a
Right.
big slap in the face.
Exactly that. I'd rather us loot this once we know that the ghosts
clear.
and the zombies are all gone.
The ghost is clear.
Yes. Once the ghost is
Once the
clear.
ghost is clear.
God damn it!
Well,
We're gonna end on that. We're good night. Boo!
Is there like a knife block to put it back in, or Drew was just kind
Yeah.
of laid out?
No,
Alright.
there's a knife. Yeah, you can see the knife block that he's been working off of. So yeah,
Cool.
it's right there. It's a nice set. It's a nice block. There's a whetstone sharpening kit right there next to it. So
So after just carefully putting the knife back in to complete that set, now that we've seen some of the elves that are around here and now seeing a lot of this, could I make some kind of check to figure out who they are, what kind of elves, or a little more of what we're dealing with?
absolutely. I will take either Arcana or History.
History it is. Let's see if me being an archaeologist helps. Dirty 20.
Okay, so they are not native of this plane. You do know, also being an elf and knowing a bit of ancient elven lore, all elves, most elves trace their origination to the Feywild. I would say that these elves, you suspect, different elves diverge in their histories in different places, and a number of them end up on other planes rather than not just other prime material planes, but also on planes within the Great Wheel. These guys look as though they had for a while made their home on Cody will find the name of it in just a moment. Apologies.
While he's looking that up, folks, don't forget that our sponsors this year are Norse Foundry, and you can follow that link down below to get 15% off of your And also, we're doing a huge ass giveaway from them this week. Probably on Thursday, on the actual anniversary of our 2-year anniversary. We're going to be doing that during our One Mount and Wild Mount one shot. And that'll be fun. So, I know, it's so pretty. Matthew saw it and he goes, "What is this?"
It
Like,
was. It's so fucking cool. I had to Google it. It's amazing. It giant dice tray that has a center, and you hold all of your dice in the outside ring, and then the center is like a rolling place. It's God.
The rolling place.
It's beautiful.
I need one because
I
I've
think
started
it also
rolling.
has a beholder.
Yeah, it has like a tower as well, and yeah, it has a rainbow beholder on it. It's amazing. I love it so much. I want a custom one with like my own personal house crest, which is a fox surrounded by writing and acting implements. Like that's just I've decided. Yeah.
They look as though they're influenced by the plane of Arborea. If anybody
Where
would
the
like,
fuck is that?
if anybody would like to make a Arcana check for more information on
Oh, not
that.
a history check.
No, we're getting out of history now and getting into wider planar knowledge.
May I make this because I've got Arcana out the ass?
Yeah. Clever
yeah.
Stitch also volunteered, so he can give you advantage.
Oh yeah. Oh sure. Yeah. Whatever works.
Yeah.
Because elements and planes and weird shit inside my life.
That's an
Oh
asshole.
yeah, hell yeah. 23.
Nice.
Okay. So the plane of Arborea is a chaotic plane where there is a lot of wild emotions, often backed by steel and violence. Elves that make their home there. It's home to many of the elven deities, as you guys would know it. Well, you don't come from there, so never mind. So they feel a sort of an intense hatred against evil. Similar to the elves of the Feywild, they are aggressive, rambunctious. There's also a strong tie to animal spirits that seems to have influenced these particular elves in the way that they develop. As you guys, Talroth, you know from your history check, and Fable, you know from your Arcana check, elves of the different planes take on attributes of the planes that they are on. Hence, elves that are in the sorrow-filled Shadowlands become Sharakai and sort of never age and become these glooming creatures. Saride is an example of an elf that has lived in the bright and chaotic world of the Feywild, where, again, emotions are highly intense. These would be elves influenced by Arborea, which, again, has a lot of rage and honor to it, but they also have been influenced by some of the natural spirits that are there. So, you are also noticing Talroth, just from the history, and Fable, now that both of you are sort of, you're rapping about it, right? You guys are getting into theory and you're throwing ideas around. It looks like this manor probably hopped through a few different planes. You're seeing some different relics, some things that do remind you of the Shadowlands, of the blanking on the name, not the Feywild, the opposite one of that, the Shadowfell. That's it. I was in L5R. I was in Shadowlands, not Shadowfell. My apologies. But maybe they went to the Shadowlands too. Who knows?
Who knows?
This place has bounced around a bunch of different areas, and so you get the feeling it sort of is one of the, like a touring manor or mansion of a variety of different planes and places. The biggest thing that gives you that idea is the dress of both the servants and the cook that was here. So yeah, it is quite interesting.
It's kind of funny. You said Shadowlands. I heard Shadowfell anyway.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Well,
that's me.
no, I'm sure most people were on board with what I was saying, but I know that somewhere, somehow, somebody's going to see this and be like, it's not the Shadowlands, it's the Shadowfell.
Well, actually.
Well, actually, I would be that guy, so it's okay. But that is what you guys find out. So they are definitely elves, influenced by some other planes. You believe Arborea, and it looks like this place has kind of traveled around to different realms as you guys have gone.
So, hey, Fable, out of all this stuff that we've been kind of chatting about back and forth, there is one thing that does concern me here.
Just one?
Well, one immediate one that comes to mind.
Oh, okay. Immediate concern. Yes.
Yeah. If this place has hopped around all that much, is it a person who did it, or is it the house itself that does it? Because if it's a person, then okay. As long as we maybe kick him in the balls before he tries to send the house away, we might be okay.
From stories I've heard growing up about things that jump and things that move. Can I roll a history check here to remember? I know how much Caitlin knows about things like this, but how much Fable to remember about hearing stories of like plane jumping ships and stuff like that from the like for her own personal history.
Give me a history check to see what she knows.
Yeah, what she remembers.
Yeah.
That is a 15.
I'll say you probably share the same general information, but you are probably lacking like specifics. So you may not be able to pull the name of like the Arc Rider, but
No.
you could get through some other things.
I know there are things that are imbued with the power to move. You can tell she gets very uncomfortable. She starts talking about this. Usually at great cost and sacrifice, magically or otherwise. But it's usually a person or people who are in charge of actually moving them. They don't usually just have a automatic system to travel on their own. Because jumping like this is often counterintuitive to the nature of things. It's not going to want to move by itself, so I'm guessing whoever left it here a longer time than they planned.
So we don't have to worry about just suddenly winding up in the middle of the Feywild.
I think if that happens, that means whoever is still here had the power to send us there, and there's nothing we can do about that.
Well, unless we kick them in the
hang
balls.
on. If we find them fast enough, but there has to be a reason why they didn't shift when Tavish and his folks were in here. If they were going to shift out to keep people out, they would have done it last time. And if they didn't, that raises more questions than I think any of us want to deal with right now.
Yeah, my head's hurting from all that talk.
She makes her she gets a cool little bit of ice around her finger, just touches your temples for like a special headache pressure point. Does that help?
That actually does. Thanks.
Got really good at it. It's loud where I grew up, and not everyone's suited to it.
So,
I do have a question though.
Hey, so
If you happen to find in your searches something like a control panel that could make this house move, whether when someone was behind it, could you point me in the right direction? And we may need to take it. Just keep an eye out for anything strange and buttony and levery that maybe could take this whole place from one plane to another.
well, if we come across something like that, I'll give a holler.
Even if I don't make it through this, don't let this kind of place...
I'll cover her mouth at that point. Just, I don't want to hear no talk about that. You not getting through this.
Fire! I'm just saying, some things are more important to me than me. Right? I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm not you. I don't run off without other people. Except that once, but it was to save everybody else, and that was not with you all. That was a past life. Be careful, but if something happens to me and you find the kind of thing that could shift a house like this, get it out. There's people who need it. There's people like Sirach. There's people out there who could use that kind of technology for good and maybe use it to escape somewhere. So,
If it turns out that there's some sort of levers or buttons that can make this house kind of shift, then yeah, we'll make sure that it's put somewhere nice, somewhere safe. But I was just kind of spitballing because I have no damn idea what the hell we're walking into. And ow.
oh, grow up. It didn't hurt that much. You got bit by a box, alright? That snake bite was so much worse than what I just...
And I bit him back. What, do you want me to bite you back?
I wouldn't.
Let's go. Come on. I'm just start kind of pushing her to the door.
Okay. Yep.
You guys open up the next door. You check it. It is very similar to the doors as you've run into previously. You open up the next door. It is a hallway. You can see that there is it leads back past the servants' quarters. Looks like there is another room to the, we're going to say to the north. There is an alcove further down the hallway, again to the north. And then there is, at the very end of the hallway, a large double door that the hallway terminates into. You know that, yeah. So what would you guys like to do?
I suppose go to the double door.
Okay. As you guys are making your way over there quietly, you can hear coming from the alcove and down what sounds like your party probably fighting or breaking something up above. The alcove, as you look in there, the alcove is a series of staircases that leads back up to the main floor.
Oh shit!
So
if Treasure's dancing up there, I do not want to get involved.
Well, we know how to get upstairs if we need to, at least.
Okay. So you guys you're going to bypass one of the doors to go to the double doors. Is that what I'm understanding?
Can we just stick an ear to the door that we're passing just to see if we hear any obvious sounds?
Yeah, make a perception check.
All of us are just Stitch.
I'll say two of you can do it.
A 16.
6.
Okay. You don't hear anything that sounds terribly active in there. Yeah, you're not sure. You hear a little bit of movement. If you suspect it might be like one zombie, maybe two, or something, but it doesn't sound like a lot.
There's a zombie or two in there. We could probably take him out really quick. Eventually we'll have to, so I don't know if you guys would rather do that now rather than later.
And we know for sure this one heads back up to the first floor.
No, that was the alcove.
Oh.
This door leads to who knows what. And then the double doors lead to God knows what.
Okay, I think I misunderstood the layout of where we are. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Oh,
Fable,
you said that regardless, we have to take care of them anyways, right?
Probably, I would assume so, unless we find the source of something and suddenly we kill the source and everything dies.
But you said only two? We just rush
Probably a
them?
couple. Yeah, we could do that.
If you want, I could try to take a quick little peek and just see how many there are. I mean, if I'm quiet enough.
I don't know if this door will be quiet enough where you can try. I will take a step back. pull out my bow.
Those, then you want to give it a push open, and I can just try to blitz.
I will do that, and I'll have the shield, and I'll push the door open.
And I'll just stealthily try to make my way in to see what's in there.
Okay. Yeah, make a stealth check, please, Talroth.
28.
28. You go in quite stealthily. However, the door does not open terribly stealthily. Give me just a second to find for you.
Excuse me.
Okay. As you open the door, you guys see, you don't see it at first, but what you do is you hear it, Talroth. You hear the rattling of a cage, and out of the corner of your eye, you see something relatively large that flops over onto the side, and sort of you hear the cage rattle on to the ground, and you hear something kind of it is hidden behind a couple of crates. It looks like this is or was in some way a storage room. What would you like to do?
Stitch mentioned he heard one, maybe two things in here. So I want to see if I can figure out what exactly was in here. If it's just the thing that flopped over, or if there's more.
Okay. You don't... It seems to be whatever was in the cage seems to be the only thing that was in here. You suspect by it rattling around the cage that is one of the things that is what made it sound like there was more than what it was.
And this is the only living thing that's in here, or
Yeah.
well, living.
I mean, sure. As far as you can see, absolutely.
All right, so storage room. Something is moving in a cage.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of go back to the door and just kind of whisper out so Thos and or Stitch or Fable can hear. Something in a cage seems to be the only thing. And then I'll go back in and just kind of get around to start kind of seeing what else is in there. If there's like another door or ladders or something.
Okay. When you head back in, you start looking around the different crates. Looks like these were mostly traditional household objects. This is sort of like the garage storage. It's got some gardening tools. It's got some different decorations. It's got some storage pieces. It looks like some of these crates might have some sort of treasures in them, like knickknacks from different worlds or keepsakes from different planes, things like that. But it's very much the storage room of the manor that is down here. Is anybody going to check on what is in the cage?
I will do so.
I'll go slightly behind Clever Stitch, but in the area.
I'm just looking out
Okay.
at everybody to make sure. I'm looking out.
Okay.
With a casual reminder of, we're not looting anything yet.
Yeah, I was about to make a comment. I'm not taking any of the knickknacks. I'll
Good.
just kind of like pick one up, look at it, and then just put it back.
Okay. Clever Stitch and Fable, as you guys get around the corner, what you see in this cage is it's about the size of a halfling. The cage is pretty big, maybe the size of a medium-sized dog, but it looks... How best to describe it?
I don't like that you have to struggle to describe this.
Yeah, you should know. You should know the words. If they're hard to find words, I hate it.
Yeah.
So, it looks small, it looks young. The mane and tail on it is very short. It is sort of this luminescent white. The scales that it has are very sort of dull. Looks yellowish, but they don't have the same type of shine to them. The creature does seem to have hooves and the smallest stump of a horn. It looks like an odd mix between a horse and a dragon. If you guys would like to make, I'll take Arcana or nature checks, or a history check.
I'll go for a nature check.
Okay.
Caitlin knows what it is.
Carlos knows what it is too.
Caitlin knows what it is.
Sozen
And she
does
wants
not.
16 for me.
Do an
Okay.
Arcana.
Well, I'll type it down.
Okay. Okay. So you know it's not a natural creature. These are also creatures that are not native to Lickdrock Tauroth, so that you do not know. Fable, you haven't really heard much of this. Thosen, not really, but Clever Stitch, you do recognize this as a pup, as a baby form of a Kirin, of a Kyrid. It is, you know them to be celestial creatures, usually bringers of boons and great wealth. That these are very good creatures. So those of you that do not know, they tend to ride the outer planes. Some people do worship them. They are good personified objects of adoration. And from what you can tell, this one is very small, very young. And when you come around the corner, you can see it with a cage on its side. It kind of is floating in the cage and like headbutting the cage to kind of push it to shift the cage away from you guys as it's trying to like turn the cage and hide from you.
No, it's okay. We're not here to hurt you.
or make you
Can-
feel afraid.
Can you understand me?
You hear the small voice in your head as it doesn't speak, but it uses telepathy. It is, are you sure you're not here to hurt me? Because if you're here to hurt me, I will poke you. I will poke you so hard, and you won't like it. It'll be bad.
Do
I
we all
believe
hear
it.
this or just Stitch?
Just Stitch,
Oh,
Okay.
because he's the only one that spoke to it so far.
I believe you. But no, we're not here to hurt you. We're actually here because a friend of ours has sent a few other friends down here to try and clear it out of all of the evil here, and none of them have returned. So we're
Oh.
trying to.
Yeah, there's a lot of evil here.
is it
Yeah,
talking to
what-
you, Stitch?
Stitch,
Yes.
you're right there, son. Kind of talking, but I don't hear a response.
Can you guys not hear anything?
Hear what?
It. Hopefully, I'm not crazy and I'm not hearing other voices. I'm just hearing this precious, precious child's voice.
Hello,
I'm
precious. Hi.
sorry. There's a kid here. What?
Just the
I'm right
baby
here.
in the
You-
cage.
Yeah, you come around, you can see it, and as it starts to see you guys, it kind of perks up. Thosen, are you still out in the hallway, or do you come in to look at what they're doing?
I'll come in once I see that there's no immediate danger.
Okay, so when you come in, like it's starting to sort of liven up, and when it sees the very large Thozen, like it kind of creeps back, and it asks Clever Stitch again, are you sure? Because if I have to poke him, I will poke him. I will poke him so hard.
I know you will. Thozen, be careful. This thing has said that it will poke you if you're here to hurt it.
Yeah,
Same thing to you, Fable, and to you, Tal.
and,
No, I'm here to
Also
love it.
threatened.
and it says now in your minds that you can all hear it, and it speaks in the language that was probably your first language, and its accent is impeccable. It sounds young, but like a familiar voice, and it's got a small like stump of a horn, a unicorn style horn on its head, and it sort of and like rattles it along the cage, and sort of blows like a snort out of its nose, and it goes, yeah, I don't want to, but if I have to, I'll poke you.
I promise none of us are here to hurt you. We're
Okay.
the three of these folks plus 4 of my friends are upstairs, and we're trying to purge this place of its evil.
There's a lot of evil here.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask why you're in this cage?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be, they were supposed to be helping me get back to my family, and then I wasn't sure. I think I should have poked them to begin with. I think they were trying to trick me. But then they needed help because they had a kid like me. Who, well, I mean, I'm like, super old, but still young for my people. But it was young and it was not doing well. And sometimes we can help people do better. And I had met them and when I was playing, and then I was gonna get my parents. And so when I went in the house, suddenly the house was not home anymore. And they were like, oh, we're gonna help you get home, but our master's really sick. And I would play with him. But then he never got better, like he just got sicker, and it started to be really freaky. And then the parents, they're not his parents, they were, what would they called, his advisors or chancellor, regent, something like that. It was one of those, I don't know, not that one. It was a weird word where they were like, he's in charge, but we're helping him be in charge. And I was like, well, then he's not really in charge.
Was it like a vizier or something like that?
Yeah, I said that.
Not a regent. Yeah, like a regent. That was the one. So they were like, but he wasn't getting better, and they were looking for help for him to get better. And then he started getting like a lot worse, and he started pulling out my hair, and he would be eating it. And I told them, I was like, I don't want to see him anymore. And they were like, yeah, but he's our master, and he's like, he wants to see you. And I was like, no. And then I tried to run away, and then they put me in the cage. And then they would, I don't know, but I remember hearing that the master I could hear them talk through the door. And I remember them saying that the master kept getting worse, and they were going to try to purify him in the waters. And then there was a lot of screaming, and then there was not a lot of noise. Then there was really not a lot of noise for like a long time. And then there were people, and then there was more screaming, and then there was no noise. Then there were the same people, more people, different people. Then there was some more screaming. And then there's been a lot of like shuffling and groaning since then. And then you guys showed up. So I gave all of those the same weight, but that's not really like there was more time in there. But I can't even, and like it tries to put its horn up against the wall to like mark out time, but it can't reach the wall. So, I've kind of just been here. Man.
Well, I do have two questions.
Okay.
Now, the first one, I do apologize if I seemed a little rude at first, but might we have your name?
Thank you.
Or if
Yes.
there's something that we can call you?
My parents used to call me Little Cloud Hopper, so I like to say that I'm Cloud Strider because
We lost Caitlin.
I
Yeah,
don't.
we
hop.
just lost Caitlin.
Yeah.
If we don't save this fucking tiny adorable thing, I will burn this entire campaign to the ground. I will turn this whole show around. I will turn off every camera. I will shut down the whole internet.
You can't turn off my camera. I'm not at your house.
I'm just. Save the baby.
So Cloud, you call me Cloud Strider. I like that one better.
Cloud Strider.
All right,
That,
Cloud
that
Strider.
is, yeah, that is a very nice name. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Now, just continuing introductions. My name is Tauroth. The little bubbly one here is Fable.
Hello.
It's like,
Hi, hello.
this here is Mr. Clever Stitch. And now the big one, his name is Thozen.
Those.
He's a good guy. He's a really good guy.
Okay.
He keeps us safe most of the time. He's
That's
our
good.
he's our resident healer.
Oh.
And he
But
got
as-
rid of some of the evil things were happening earlier and some of the bad. He's very good at that.
Oh,
And
good.
And since we are talking about names, the master that was here, don't suppose you know what his name was?
Oh, let me see if I can remember. I used to call him Ligrin, but I don't know if that was right. They kept trying to tell me it was something else, and I was like, that looks like a Ligrin to me. So I don't know.
All right. We are gonna get you out of this cage. My question to you is, we have to continue on further into this house.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to stay in this room? For your safety, while we continue exploring? Or would you like us to escort you outside so that you can be with two of our other friends?
Oh, I would much rather be outside. If I could be outside, I would
Alright.
really like to be outside because I haven't been outside in like 4 or 5 of those, and then it was quiet, and then so like I don't know how long that's been, but that's been like outside sounds really nice. Do they
Alright.
still have outsides? Like, is that?
They do
Oh,
still
that's
have
good.
outsides. It's,
Okay.
It's kind of wintry.
Oh.
In the air, at least the woods seem like it's still winter, even though that's
Uh-huh.
not the season we should be in right now.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
It's weird. But we do have two friends that are staying at our camp, a Miss Wolfer and a Mr. Tavish, and you
Are-
can keep them company.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
Are we sure we trust Tavish around him?
I trust
think-
I trust Wolf to keep an eye on
I-
Tavish.
I trust Wolfa. That's true.
I trust that Wolfer can keep an eye on Tavish.
I mean, if any guys want, I can just speed out there real fast, take little Cloud Strider over there, and just be back. If that's
Yeah.
what we want to do.
Can I
think
come?
So
I just want to cuddle him and be his new best friend. A 30-minute walk seems like a really good way to bond.
Stitch, Dozen, what do you guys think?
Sure, I don't want to explore further into this house without you. But
No, it's
I
fair.
also
But-
I don't necessarily want all of us to leave in case something happens with our friends upstairs. I know that that's not actually in effect, like we're not
No,
gonna do
yeah.
anything, but in
Here's what I will say. Cloudstrider lets you know that if you can describe Wolfa to him, he can message her once he gets outside, and then she can come and meet you at the door.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay.
And-
That way you guys can get him somewhere safe, without ruining your time frame.
Sure.
Good
And
with
then, is there a lock, I assume, on the cage?
There is a lock on the cage. Yes, it is similar to the cellar door lock. It does not look quite as complex. I'll go ahead and break the fourth wall here. Say a DC of 20.
Can I, if also,
Because it is a smaller lock.
also I could just melt it for you, so you can
Uh,
save. We've broken too many lockpicks already. I didn't
Well,
want to risk it. If he can go to the back end of the cage, I can just sort of
Let me-
melt the entire thing.
Let me try and
Yeah. Go for it.
pick it first, and then
Giving you an option because I'm
Yeah.
usually not there, but we keep breaking shit, and we're gonna have to keep going in. And I don't know how to make ice lockpicks yet, but I
Fair
know how to
enough.
do this.
fair enough.
Hey, Stitch, before you try that, I'll take the gloves off. Here,
Oh.
put these on first.
Oh, thank you.
Might help.
Are these not? Do I
Attuned?
not have to
Do not require attunement.
right now? Wonderful.
Yeah, the gloves of thievery do not require attunement.
Okay.
Wonderful.
A
What do
beautiful
they-
moment.
It's a +5 to pick and locks.
Ah, nice. So plus 11. Hell yeah. Doop-a-doo. A 21.
There you go.
Oh.
Just barely, but yeah, you immediately understand why Talroth had such a hard time on the other one. There is sort of a twisting depth to these locks that belies the need for almost a living wood nature to kind of twist and turn in there. And you very similarly are holding it. You actually get to hold more of the end of the pick, because it is a smaller lock, but you do still sort of twist and turn in there, and it's going to fight you for just a moment, and then you think you're going to have to break them, and you feel the click and the latch just a little bit, and then it twists and falls apart.
Oh goodness, that was I now fully understand your troubles earlier. Thank you for these gloves. Have them back.
Sweet.
All right, Cloudstrider. Let's get you on outside.
Okay, and it sort of pops out of the cage and stands up. So he's sort of the size of a large dog. He looks a little malnourished. His legs are a little thin, but he does kind of prance around, very much like a pony. And there are moments. He prefers to kind of stretch at the moment because he's been in a cramped space for a bit. But he'll nuzzle you. You do see when he can sort of step on air, and when he does, little puffs. They're not quite cartoon-like, but they're very stylistic clouds with a very distinct spiral to them, and he can sort of step on those for a few steps at a time, and then he's back on the ground. But yeah, he does. He follows you guys outside. You don't run into any trouble through the rooms that you had cleared back and away. And when he sees the zombie gore, it's a weird sort of chaotic mix of being grossed out and fascinated, but also being sad because he knew these people before they were zombies, and so he's kind of processing that. Well, you're not sure gender of the Kirin. It's very young, so you guys do get it out, and as he goes ahead and lets you know that through the double doors is where the well is, down that hallway. So
Right. I hate asking this of you because you've been cramped up so much, but do you have any ability that you can give out, any boon that you could give us to help us make sure that all the evil gets purged?
Oh, I mean, my parents used to be able to give out stuff like all the time. That was one of the things that we would do is we would, be able to ride around and bring people blessings and stuff. And like that used to be really fun. And I want to be able to do that again. But,
It's
let
all
me,
right if you can't.
roll a percentile for me.
All right.
All of us or just one?
Just one. I just need one.
A 66.
66. Okay. Ooh. So he is going. They are going to, when they get outside, sort of takes in a deep breath. Okay. Let me see. And on its little cloud strider hooves is gonna burst out the door, and you can see this sort of trail of silver behind it as it just takes like this very rapid lap, trying to find something in and around one of the trees, and it's gonna grab one of a it's going to grab one of the oak leaves that has had long since fallen, that was kind of brown, and you watch when it picks it up in its mouth, it turns back green, and he brings it over and puts it down and like pokes it with his horn, and you watch sort of the luster of his scales go just a little duller as he puts what magic he can into it. He goes, and you can see they seem very tired afterwards, and they sort of slump down on their fours and sit down and kind of nudge it towards you. There you go. That should protect you for like a minute, but just chew on it when you're ready. So, as a bonus action, you can chew on the leaf, and it'll cast protection from good and evil on you.
All right. Thank you. This is beyond helpful. I appreciate it. Thank you for helping us. But
Of course. Well, thank you for letting me out of the cage and not making me poke you.
it would have been a bad thing to poke, I'm sure.
Yes.
Wolfa should be here any minute.
Okay. You see Wolfa coming up, and she sees the creature. She doesn't really know what it is, but she gets the idea that one, it's small and needs to be protected, and looks tired, and so it tries to stand up, and Wolfa, no, don't worry about it, little thing. Come here. And she kind of scoops him up, and she goes, "How's that?" He's like, I don't really. He goes, "Okay," and she'll sling it over her shoulders like it was kind of a dog or a venison or something. Yeah, and so it's like, well, at least I can see this way. I like it up here. It's like, all right, good luck, you guys. And
Thank you.
Keep
And
him
she's
so
got that.
safe. Keep it so safe.
she gives you the thumbs up as she walks away. And that, I think, is where we are going to end for tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to pick up with the other team tomorrow. We're going to see what they're doing while you guys are down here, seeing what's going on with this. We might do double disasters next week. We might only do one. We'll see what's up, what people's schedules do allow. But I don't want to try to force our way through the last fight. It may not be a long episode if we do 2 next week, or we might be able to move on to something else, because the last room isn't super bad. But It might be longer than I expect. So
We'll
who
see.
knows? Yeah, we will see. Everybody feel good about tonight? I think tonight went pretty well.
Yeah.
My emotions. My emotions.
Die.
Good.
Well, good. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I hope everybody at home enjoyed it. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Stick with us all week. We're going to be doing a lot of this. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. More disasters in danger. Same campaign, same group, different players. The other side of the story, what is happening upstairs with the regents and everything like that. So that is going to be something that we're gonna dig into tomorrow, and then on Wednesday we've got Star Chasers New Horizons. That is our sci-fi show. It's our ongoing sci-fi show. So last week they just made it Planetside. Big thing happening there. Thursday night, one night in Wildmount. Friday night is going to be a 5th edition game. I think midnight. My update for midnight. We shall see. And then Saturday, probably Dragon Age. We'll find out about that.
And
A
then
lot of fun.
Sunday, something for Cody's birthday. We're not sure.
Something for my
Aw.
birthday. So, good times all the way around, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Do you guys have anything you want to add? We do have our giveaway. Tell them about the giveaway.
On Thursday, we are going to be giving away. It is the Rainbow Eye Tyrant, because I can't say Boulder. The Rainbow Eye Tyrant dice tray. It can hold 4 sets of dice around the rim, and then has a tray open at the in the middle for rolling. It is gorgeous. It has a lid for carrying places. All fabric lined inside. I think it's velvet. It's gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. So we're going to be giving that away live. Don't forget, if you want to be entered automatically into all giveaways without having to watch us live, just enter over at Patreon, which is all patrons, no matter their level, are automatically going to be entered in every single giveaway. So that's a really fun perk for you, even at $1 a month.
We do have some patron stuff that is going to be coming out for our higher levels. Tauroth's been working on, Mars has been working on a bunch of subclasses. And what my big goal for the week is going to be finally releasing the first version of the Lunarchist from campaign 1, the
Fucking
prestige
yes.
class of the Lunarchist, which 5th edition doesn't have prestige classes, but this one is designed to be one and to be usable by members of all classes. It just sort of enhances things that you get there. So that's my big goal for the week. I've been wanting to do that for a year, and we're gonna do it. It's gonna happen.
It's time.
So thank you guys. Thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for the past 2 years. I'm going to be saying that all week, and we appreciate it. We're going to say goodnight, and we will see you next time. But until then, be cool.
Yeah.